That's good, right? You had it good. That's good. Move over a little bit to the left a little bit. A little bit more. A little bit more. Right. You see yourself a loop?
Yeah, I can see you.
Move over a little bit. Slide over a little bit. Oh, we in here, man. Think Twice podcast. We in the building in the parking lot. Think Twice podcast, man. What do you think there? It's the Magnolia Twins and Rashid out the Magnolia. Body. And I got my homeboy with us today, you know what I'm saying? A real Houston North side of you, dig. Tell him who you is, brother.
Hey, what's the deal, man? It's Oluwa Sheikh. You know what I'm saying? There's only one way to do it. That's the righteous way and the African way.
Believe that. Tell him what you got going on as far as, like, you know, your Korean stuff, bro. Like, you know what you're doing with your music. Because he's an artist, a dope artist, dope rapper.
Man, right now I'm just really gaining some more traction and knowledge with this independent grind. So right now I'm working on Ashe 3. That's going to complete the series, you know what I'm saying? We dropped Ashe 1 for a supreme elevation. Ashe 2, that was for the people. So Ashe 3 finna be for the land.
Where can they find that on streaming music? Where can they find your music at, bro?
You can find my music on all streaming platforms. Just type in OLU space ASC. It'll lead you the way. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Sure. Okay, also I want to share with y'all that this brother is very knowledgeable. Y'all be asking me where I be getting my knowledge from and how I know so many things. This is one of the brothers that opened my eyes to a lot of things too. And we didn't share knowledge with each other and, you know, learn to talk from each other. You know what I'm saying? Iron sharpen iron.
Believe that.
You dig what I'm saying? Last week, we did a show about Trick Daddy saying he was Gullah Geechee, but not African. And we were like, that's asinine. How could you say something like that? You Gullah Geechee, you mean that's African. Gullah is a mispronunciation of the word Angola. Geechee is a mispronunciation of the word Geedze, which is G-E-D-Z-E. Both African nations. So how you gonna say you Gullah Geechee, but you're not African?
See, you know what it is?
That's self-hate.
Yeah, you know what it is? It's self-hate and it's just ignorance. If I'm wrong about something as a black man, I have to learn to be corrected. You know what I'm saying? I have to learn to accept being corrected.
Right.
Without getting in my feelings or feeling no type of way about it.
Matter of fact, I like when I learn something from a nigga. They teach me something like, okay, that's what's up. That's what's up. I learned something.
Nah, for sure.
What's up, Born Official? What's up?
And I think another one of the misconceptions is like when you have ethnic groups and tribes that have similar names, so you end up like you got Native Americans that was from an area called the Ogeechee River.
Yes,
so
Georgia.
they connecting these people, but their history is actually separated. It's just this common. It's like you say Geedze.
Yeah.
Then you move some people by the Ogeechee River, so they drop the O and they become the Geechee.
Right. Yeah. Right.
But when you can't separate the difference between the two, because you know a lot of our people was intermixing. You know what I'm saying?
That's facts.
I seen somebody post something about Mardi Gras, right? And they were talking about the
Indians, the Mardi Gras Indians.
Right. So it's like, it's like two things can be correct at once.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
New Orleans and Louisiana has a history of having Native Americans there.
Right.
But that don't mean that Africans didn't come there and weren't brought there. You know what I'm saying?
Well, this is the crazy thing, Lou, that you might not know. A lot of people really don't know. If you ask those guys that actually put those masks together and make those suits, if you ask them yourself, they would say it's African tradition paying homage to the Native Americans that helped them when they escaped the French.
They're fighting.
You know what I'm saying? They'll tell you that so they don't have to take our word for it or your word for it. Ask those guys themselves. And we learn from Dr. Clark, the best answer is to ask the people.
Right, for sure.
Ask the people. Ask the people. See what they say themselves.
Yeah.
You know? But people think it's not really a big thing, but it's really a big thing because that's the reason why we're not together, bro. That's the reason why we can't unify, because we don't know what to unify with or who to unify with.
Right. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
We don't have a flag to rally to, per se.
Go your ass to jail and see if you're going to join the Indian clique or the Native American clique. Yeah.
Right.
You're going to show you niggas. They're going to show you. That's what you're going to be with.
Games being played. Man, I wish y'all was my history teachers back in school. Man, I'm not even, say, bro, listen, I'm also a student. I'm not a teacher. It's just that I dedicated myself to finding out what the problem was with our people.
What's up, big guy? What's up, SD?
And I realized it all stemmed from self-hate. That's where it came from. You know what I'm saying?
Demond Johnson said, what up, fellas? I had a fabulous time for the Night Wall holiday weekend. I hung with my Florida Peak Project family, and I left before the bullshit happened. We're going to talk about that, too. We're going to get on that, too. That was the show is really about. We just want to reiterate while I got my brother Olu here. He was on this side of town, you dig? He's knowledgeable. The brother know a lot of things. But let me explain this to y'all, bro. And Rashid, we talked about this earlier. Rashid said his neighbor is Filipino. He said they've been there for like 200 years. He said, you know what? We still Filipino. You know, I'm not going to say that I'm American because
Right.
They don't change your ethnicity. They don't change your race because you've been here for a long period of time.
Yeah. What's up, twins and rock? The other homie, I don't know his name. Tell them who you are again, Alu, bro. Tell them who you are again. They say they don't know the other homie name.
Oh, Olu Ashe. OLUASC. You know what I'm saying? You probably seen me in the chat correcting some misinformation that was being spread. I do music, founder of a community-based organization, a designer, creator. You know what I'm saying? And I take pride in having a better understanding of my history and my culture and my heritage.
I do too.
Right. What you gonna know? How you know what to fight for if you don't know the root of what we here for?
See, this is the thing, bro. This is the thing that's going to get them right here. Let me ask you a question, Luz. I'm going to ask you a question, Kareem. I'm going to ask you a question, Rock. Out of all the Chinese people in the world, where are the most of them, the most populated? Where are they at right now? Hold on. Your question coming. I'm asking them right now.
I was going to say China.
Okay. Out of all the Vietnamese in the world, where are they located? The most of their people, where are they located at?
Vietnam.
Out of all the Mexicans in the world, no matter how they separated or where they went to in the world, where's the most of them concentrated at, Rock?
Mexico.
So how come when it come to us,
we gotta claim another continent?
we gotta claim another continent? Some people have enough sense to understand the significance of what I just asked. Some people don't. The point I'm making is people are most concentrated in their place of origin. Write that down if you have to. I don't care. It's no exception on. You can name however many people you want that go for a Frenchman, wherever the Frenchman have left France and went to. The most French people in the world are in France.
So the thing is this, to me, it's a slap in the face to me.
Yeah.
Because our ancestors was hung, they was lynched, they were beaten,
Raped.
they was raped, castrated, tortured. For you to say, man, they ain't my people. The people died for you, bro. People hung from trees while they waved American flags and shit, bro. Our blood is soaked in Old Glory. That's what they call the national flag. You already know they call it Old Glory. Our ancestors' blood is soaked in that flag. And for you to say, I ain't gonna do no Africa, that's a slap in the ancestor's face, man.
It's really ignorant and immature, to be honest with you. You know what I'm saying?
Nah, for sure. I mean, if you look at the extent of what's actually going on, it's the inability to be able to separate race, ethnicity, and nationality.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Like they be like, I'm American. You're right.
We are. By nationality.
Right.
That's true.
I identify as American African.
American African.
That's what I identify as. I'm an American African. That's
What kind of African are you?
I'm an African that was born in America.
I'm an American African. But when you say African American, you're saying I'm an American.
Right.
What kind of American are you? I'm an African, which is almost the same thing, but you have to understand sentence structure. Noun and adjective. The noun is African.
The adjective describes the noun.
Exactly.
Secondly, tell me this. When have black people ever been treated like American citizens in this country?
And be real, y'all.
Nah, for real.
When have we ever been treated like American citizens, brother? The police get behind me, I gotta be extra, be on my shit.
Right.
Because they might blow my brains out.
Right.
When they pull a white person over there, fuck you, motherfucker! You son of a bitch!
Yeah, they're Americans.
They're American.
That's American.
That's the difference, bro.
You know, when black people get treated as Americans when it benefits America.
Fact.
That's
I think
it.
that's the best way.
That's the best way to put it.
Like,
Yeah.
They have created this false sense. It's like even in our people's minds, they still see themselves as property of. It's like I don't
Push over a
belong
little
to
bit. They say
them.
they can't see you in the corner.
Move over a little bit.
Move over some.
Yeah.
Move over some, dude.
All right.
That's better for y'all, bro. Maybe the mic was in this week. We a little tight, but we get some more money from y'all, we can get a bigger studio.
Nah, fair.
You did?
But damn, I lost my
I will get back to it. We're going to be here for a minute.
Florida Geechee, a dude that's a Geechee, he in here.
Yeah, he's a
He
Geechee.
said, if a person who's black saying that they are not of African descent, it's like a person from the Bronx saying, I'm not from New York, I'm from the Bronx. I'm not from New Orleans, I'm from the Third Ward, etc. Right.
Right.
It's a bigger picture, it's a bigger understanding.
It's like if you move somewhere right now with your family, whoever on here, if you move to another city, another state, or another country, you're not going to stop being from where you're from no matter how long you've been there.
Mm-hmm.
I don't care how long you move from where you move from. And it's the same thing with us being African, but on a larger scale. You understand what I'm saying? On a much larger scale.
Not just that, dog. Me, I wouldn't want to be anything else but the original man.
Me either.
No,
I wouldn't want to be nothing. I don't give a fuck. I took a blood test tonight and it came back 90% Native American. I'm a traitor. I'm jumping to the black side.
I'm switching sides.
Nah, for real. I'm jumping to the
switching
black
sides.
side, bro. I'm coming to the black side. I don't want to be nothing else but what I am. Because my reality dictates who the fuck I am.
What's up, Roost Cake?
And I think that the concept of what we mean when we say we're African or you know what I'm saying, being of African descent,
Mhm.
that's not. They use this weird concept where it's like the timeline is distorted.
Right.
It's like the only way for some people to acknowledge their Africanness is to say we all come from Africa.
Yeah.
But we're talking about recent ancestry.
Exactly.
Like, there's no reason other than recent African ancestry that would have me at 93% sub-Saharan African.
Right.
You see what I'm saying?
right.
Like
Mhm.
family from the documents that I've researched, going back well into the 1800s, I ain't been able to crack the 17 or 1600s yet.
Yeah.
Going back in my genealogy, but from
Right.
what I found, my people occupied different spaces during different times, and the journey that I don't know if anybody is at. I know y'all were talking about doing y'all ancestry.
Yeah, I really
So-
want to do that.
They had this thing on there called Journeys that it'll show you
When he went,
where people came to in the Americas and which regions they occupied. So from Virginia to Texas, my people had a constant migration pattern in this.
Indeed,
This
indeed.
go right along with the slave trade.
Right.
When
Yeah.
it talks about the internal selling of people,
Yeah.
Mhm.
when they banned it, that didn't stop these people from, you know what
They
I'm
were
saying,
still
buying
black.
and trading
And
slaves.
see, they like to say black people sold black people. That's just to make them feel like we ain't part of them. They sold us too.
Like no, they do the blur the lines.
They blow the
See, that's
lines.
you let the white man off the hook.
Yeah.
Talking about we so now you let him off the hook, and we ain't own no fucking slave boats.
We
We
didn't-
didn't own no shipping companies.
We didn't profit off none of that as black people. Not even Africans profited off of that.
And a lot of the people that were involved in the slave trade, if you look at who is labeled as the ethnic groups involved in the slave trade, and then you look at the ethnic groups that were here,
Right.
some of those same groups of people
Was here.
was here.
Yeah.
So
Right,
that
right.
also kind of explained the this innate sense that we have with one another. Like
Mhm.
we have these schisms where we can't really get past it. I feel like that's a genetic connection. It's like you can't explain it, but it's like intuition.
Right.
Like I don't know what it is about this dude. I
Like,
don't
I've been around it.
right, like, I know you from somewhere.
Yeah. I agree. What's up, Joseph? What's happening? So Local Fitness TV said, I'm originally from New Orleans, moved to North Louisiana way back in 1999. I still tell people I'm from New Orleans. That's where I was born and went to elementary and middle school there. Roscoe Lyons said, what's happening? We've been waiting since Monday.
Yeah.
Night Wall Joe said, I stay in Jacksonville, Florida over 10 years, still represent the Night Wall. That's what's up.
And that's what I'm saying. On a larger scale, that's the same thing it is with us being over in America and not claiming to be African.
D. Grant said, man, I don't understand how our young men don't want to change the way they are going to war with each other. This shit is sad. But you know what, bro? We're going to get on that, but we're going to just talk about this for a little while.
What's up, Greg? What's up,
But let me
bro?
tell you what the problem is, bro. It's self-hate. That's the reason why a nigga could go up to a nigga and kill him. And he had to almost animalize a man to do him like that.
What's up, Mike?
You know, man, fuck that bitch ass nigga. Man, fuck that. You know, he a hoe ass. I'm gonna kill that, you know?
Yeah.
You gotta animalize him to do that to him.
Facts.
If you see him as your brother, and understand no matter what, though, when you go to the penitentiary, you're not gonna be in no cell with no Native American, no Aboriginal,
no Hebrew.
FBA, no Hebrew, no, you know, you're gonna be in a slave, you're
With
gonna
the
be
blacks.
with blacks. The Mexicans gonna be with Mexicans, the whites gonna be with the whites.
The Asians gonna be with the
And
Asians.
tell me what American you is when you step in that penitentiary.
And not just that, I'm saying that we're gonna move back to this second line thing. They have to understand when they say they're American, according to historical records, Amerigo Vespucci named America.
Right.
He was a colonizer.
He was.
Everything over here, I'm talking about the 13 colonies, all these states from Louisiana to St. Louis was all European colonizers.
Right.
So when you
Right.
connect yourself to America, you are just claiming, that's like somebody punch your mom in the mouth and you start calling yourself his name. I'm an American. It's like America punched your mom in the mouth 50 years ago and now you calling yourself, I'm America. That's how ignorant that is.
Because
to
guess
me.
what? Guess what? All the lynching, slavery, Jim Crow, you name it, was done in the name of America.
Mm-hmm.
It was done, America allowed this to happen. Lynching wasn't illegal. Slavery wasn't illegal. It was done under the name of United States of America.
American planes bombed Tulsa, Oklahoma.
Mhm.
American planes did that. And you come back now and say I'm American?
Did the same
It's-
thing in Philly to the move over
Same
there.
thing.
Yeah,
If it's
same
a
thing to
move
the move
organization.
organization in Philly. American planes bombed American citizens. See?
Yeah.
See what I'm trying to see what I'm trying to explain to you, bro? You gotta know the difference of who you are, bro. You understand why I get more time for going to jail for the same crime as a white man with the same criminal history, same everything.
Criminal
I get more
background.
time than him.
Statistically.
Why is that? Why is it 5 times for a woman?
It's
For
even
a woman,
worse.
it's 5 times. Why we get denied for bank loans, for home loans, business loans? Why we get denied?
At a higher rate than white people with the same credentials, same credit, same background and everything, man. This is statistic. This is not what the twins saying.
Not in my America.
Not in my America.
Right.
See,
And
y'all
that
remember? Y'all remember Trick Daddy made that song? Not in this America, but now he American now. That just let you know he a seller. I've been getting calls from dudes from Miami all week. Man, y'all right, man. Y'all doing what y'all doing. Trick Daddy is a sellout, man.
Mm-hmm.
Zopon, like Zoes. See them dudes, see them Zoes, them Haitians, they know they African lineage, dog.
They ain't fucked up about that.
They ain't fucked up about it at all.
And another thing, bro, Africans ain't all blue, black with a bone in their nose, with big lips and a big nose. Not saying nothing's wrong with that.
Yeah.
But Africans come in all shapes, colors, sizes, hair color,
Everything.
skin color, everything, bro.
We don't look like them. That's the most ignorant shit.
Y'all meet a few funky ass Nigerians who come here and don't like it, man. Africans don't like it. That's just them stupid funky motherfuckers that come here. All Africans ain't like that, dog.
And we say this. To the ones who don't want fellowship and brothership, fuck every last one of them.
Go on yourself with the white man and see where you wind up at.
No, for real. I mean, that's part of the problem in itself. It's a colonized mind Negro on every portion of this planet.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
And they allow themselves to be programmed by propaganda and told to hate themselves for certain reasons and be more like the person that oppressed you.
Yeah.
This is what you deal with. But
Yep.
they blind to that. You know what I'm saying? It's like with the FBA concept. You show me a unified Black America. Show me the East getting along with the West, the South getting along with the East, or whatever.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But that can't happen because it's a facade. It's just an argument to say, hey, these people don't deserve reparations.
Right.
This is why we deserve reparations.
Right.
It's a divide within a divide.
You see what I'm saying?
Yes.
Like another example is
Right.
you'll hear certain people make the argument, okay, about British actors getting roles in American films. You know what I'm saying? Like a dude in Snowfall.
Idris Elba. Idris Elba.
Now dig though. I never heard a Caribbean person complain about Denzel playing a Jamaican in The Mighty Queen.
Exactly.
I never heard anyone of African descent complain about Forrest Whitaker playing Idi Amin.
Idi
You see what I'm
Amin,
saying?
yeah.
So we make these,
The last king of
we
Scotland.
make bullshit arguments for things that create division, and it leads me to believe that it's counterintelligence. You
It
know what
is.
I'm saying?
No, it is
mistake.
counterintelligence.
That's
It's
exactly what it is.
counterintelligence. It could be nothing else but that.
Yeah. Yeah.
I know,
You know?
They might have come on.
Oh, okay. I dig it.
That's true.
Yeah, this CBD though.
Yeah, but this is the thing, man. This is the thing, man. They had a big city. We don't want to blame what happened at the 9 times. You know what I'm saying? They had a big old second line at the 9 times, and 13 people got shot. 2 of them was unalive. A nephew and an uncle.
Now you know what they'll do? This is what I don't like about our people.
Yeah.
They'll say black people can't do nothing. Say, dog, it was damn near 15, 20,000 people out there, bro. Just because 2 ignorant motherfuckers decided to pull off something like that, you gonna blame everybody that was out there? We gotta stop doing that, bro. Look, we gotta either blame the victim or be the victim. You dig?
Florida Geek say we all came off the boats. 90% of us were dropped off in the Caribbean and South America. 10% of us came to America and were the only Africans talking about we indigenous. Ain't that some crazy shit?
Mm-hmm.
They don't do that shit in Jamaica.
Nah.
They don't do it in St. Vincent, Honduras, Brazil, nothing but America.
Nothing but America, dog. Like I said, I'm going to say this again for the people that just coming in here. What's the best way I can say this? Y'all know what I'm trying to say. The people, any race you can name, any people you can name, they are most populated in their place of origin.
Okay, let me ask you this here.
Think about that.
When the slaves got off the ship and they came to America, don't y'all know the Native Americans that was here was still in the Stone Age? They were finding stone arrows.
Yeah.
They weren't even to the Iron Age yet. So what did y'all build if you wasn't using iron?
We always been here.
We ain't always been there, man. This land ain't old enough for us, man. I used to go back 350,000 years, bro. Maybe longer than that, Lou. You might know better than me.
Yeah.
But I know for a fact. I know one person that I know, Cheek and the D, I said 350,000 years.
And Professor James Small
He can
said
prove that, right?
Professor James Small said
You
that.
can prove that, right?
Yeah.
So 350,000 years, but you can't find one skeleton, no plate, no bone, no nothing older than 25,000 years old in America. But we always been here.
When you say Africa, I'm going to say this again. We've been saying that Africa is 54 countries, y'all. It's a continent with 54 countries. Not everybody looks the same. Not everybody talks the same. And like to say, well, can you find your people? Dog, slavery was specifically set to cut that off to make it easy for me to find my people. So stop asking that dumbass question.
And on top of that, we the most knowledgeable people on the planet. The ones in America.
Yeah.
We got more knowledge on the slave trade, our history, than they do. We know more about, what happened than they do.
Right.
A lot of them don't even know the slave trade even happened.
Yeah. Bro, you ask me one
They
for them,
only
bro?
know they only know one aspect of it. You know what I'm saying? Like they know what happened on their end.
Yeah.
Right.
We tell the tale of what occurred after where y'all knowledge of it stops off.
Right.
You know what I'm
Right.
saying?
And not just that, we have to remember too, they was the first to get colonized.
Before we was getting
Before we was getting colonized. They had a foot in their ass a long time before we did. 1,200 years with the Arab slave trade, and then came along the transatlantic slave trade right after. And like I said, but we sold each other. It wasn't to that extent, that large amount of number like y'all trying to make it. It wasn't like that. Well, sure, you had Africans who sold other Africans.
But see, that were prisoners of war.
Right.
We had no idea, a concept of what chattel slavery was. Where they beat you, torture you, strip you of your language, rape your children, separate families. You know, they do all this type of shit. We wasn't doing that over there, bro. We weren't doing that. Matter of fact, I read some story where they'll keep somebody for like 2 years, then they'll let them go back to their family. But they would never take your religion from you. If you had a wife, they would abuse your wife, they wouldn't beat you, they wouldn't grape you,
Separate your kids and all that.
We didn't do that, bro.
Nah.
See, that show you the difference between chattel slavery and indentured servitude. Indentured servitude had a start time and a stop time.
Right.
Definitely.
Slavery was perpetual. That means that if you were slave, not only are you a slave,
Your
but
children
everybody that come from you gonna be a slave.
That's chattel
until
slavery.
they fix something.
That's chattel slavery.
Right.
And that's what they confuse niggas with who don't difference. That they like to say, we stole our own people. They have no idea what servitude and chattel slavery was.
And you look at it like this, like bro said, with the prisoner of war aspect. Let's bring it to a more local aspect. If you got a gang that's into it with another gang,
Right.
these kids grew up with each other, their parents know each other, but they right around the street and they in deadly combat with one another.
Yeah.
Right.
They don't care what happens to the other side
Exactly.
as long as they win.
Exactly.
It's no different than what occurred on the continent.
Exactly.
It's
They was
just
real enemies. Some of the people
this
was
is
real enemies.
Whatever the differences were or may have
Talk up a little bit, this nigga can't hear you, Luke.
whatever the differences were or what may have been created in the process, we still dealing with a similar and significant instance when we look at that. Bloods and Crips been had a civil war in the United States for about 50 years now.
Yeah.
And a majority of these beefs and deaths have occurred due to people getting into it at parties or somebody mad because someone was messing with the same woman.
Yeah.
So think about that. A war has been created where people no longer, it's not even about that no more. This is what started it.
Yeah.
But
It's all good. He only know.
Yeah.
But you know what I'm saying? One person started it, but now you got a prolonged issue that now has other elements to it that make it too far to go back, or so it seems.
We can't
All right.
turn back.
All right, LR says, so how do you identify? LR identifies as American African. And the reason why I identify is that because our people have been here for 400 years, and we do have right to this land.
Claim to it.
We got claim to this bitch like we got claim to that. We helped build this. Matter of fact, not no Native Americans, not no Abos, slaves. My ancestors who came off them boats helped build America. Even D.C. were built by slaves. You dig? We built, in New Orleans, we built this, man. In New Orleans, we should know they got slave goddamn plantations all up and down the river road.
Facts.
You know, there's also a place called Congo Square, where on Sundays they will, and this was in the
1800s.
early 1800s, where they would let Africans come out, but they could
Dance.
they could do their dance, they could sell their wares, they could
Yep.
practice their culture.
Yep.
And everything. It's called Congo Square.
In New Orleans right
Why
now.
we ain't got no Apache Corner? No Cherokee Lane.
Yeah, exactly.
Why we ain't got no Chickasaw Corner or nothing? You understand?
Designed by a slave. I'm gonna tell y'all something right now to y'all in here listening. There's 8 of y'all in here listening. I know it's about 10 of y'all that let Dan Calloway teach y'all the slave trade never happened.
Or it happened in reverse.
Or it happened in reverse. That's disrespectful to our ancestors. You know what I'm saying? And you should be ashamed of yourself letting that big fat potato head motherfucker teach y'all that bullshit.
He said they had cameras during the Civil War.
Yeah, Cameron doing the Civil War. That's how
He said
LV
Harriet Tubman never existed.
never existed.
He said Nat Turner didn't exist neither.
Nat Turner didn't exist.
Ain't that?
And these people have
Ancestors.
descendants.
Yeah,
they got children.
But that's the thing. When you want microwave information, you'll take what confirms how you feel.
Yeah, your logic and reason go out the window.
Yeah.
Right.
That boy Clay said we really came from Haiti. That would say designed by a slave. I didn't come from Haiti. I think a lot of people in New Orleans came from Haiti, bro.
Well, we came from everywhere.
Yeah.
We would look. This is what they did before they brought them to America. They brought them to Brazil, Peru,
The
they was
Caribbean.
all over the, South America
and the Caribbean.
and through the Caribbean. It was called a seasoning, where they would teach you how to speak a little English. They teach you how to cut sugar cane and how to be a slave, how to behave, and how to they'll teach you that. It was called a seasoning. Then they'll send you to Charleston, Louisiana, Texas,
Yeah.
all
Georgia.
Georgia. Then they'll send you there. You see?
See, they don't realize them Europeans had this habit of wanting to civilize people in the process.
Yes.
So, like, the issue is when we don't know enough about our history to tie things together. I've read a lot of shit that's pissed me off.
Me too.
You know what I'm saying?
Me too.
But at the same time, if this is going, for one, if the slave trade was told in reverse, what fool would write a narrative to make people hate them?
Exactly. Like, that don't even make sense.
That doesn't make sense.
You wrote it because history is always told from the perspective of the victor.
Yep.
And they tell on themselves. See, what they didn't never expect was for us to end up reading.
Right.
They didn't have this in mind. They didn't have the education of black people in mind.
But you know what I see from that? You're right. They didn't expect us to read at all. And it's showing.
Yep.
It's actually showing. But somebody to get on here, get my inbox and say, man, you tripping the slave trade. You didn't have it. You need to do some research. Where the slave ships at?
Because it's cargo ships.
It's a simple Google search.
That's like asking somebody, okay,
what a murder weapon.
If a person rode a bus in 1920, but that bus no longer exists, do that mean that person didn't ride a bus to get there?
Exactly.
What would they have that would be the symbol to show that they rode it? Maybe a bus ticket.
Yeah.
But if we looking at slave manifests and we seeing where they went,
Thank you, Alou.
where they dropped them off at,
Thank you, Alou.
where they remixed them at,
And they wrote their own books. They were writing about their passes, about
He
their.
was logging it.
They wrote about, man, my name is. I come from a village of Mandinka. My father's name is such and such. My daddy's name is such and such. I'm on Mr. Johnson plantation.
Yeah.
They got me and my daughter. They separated me and my daughter. They took my daughter away. She from
Virginia.
No, they had inventory themselves.
Yeah, the slave masters had inventory.
property.
He talking about the slaves themselves.
The slaves themselves are writing their journeys down. They got a book called The Slave Narratives. I let y'all read that, bro. Open your mind up.
The slave narrative.
And see, once you
They got
start,
people 90 years old that tell you the story.
That's exactly what the slave narratives is. What he talking about? Those old people telling you about their journey from Africa to the Caribbean to the Americas, and the very few that came straight from Africa all the way here. They like to say, "How a boat gonna do that?" Like,
hold on. How the white folks got here then?
Yeah,
How they get to Africa to steal you?
Exactly.
because they don't know where Europe is. If you look at a map and
The
see
map is
how
right
close
there.
Europe
it's
is
not
to
as far from the
Africa,
Caribbean, bro.
bro.
No, Europe.
Oh, you talking about Europe from Africa?
It's
Oh yeah,
connected.
right there.
It's damn near connected.
Right across
And
the- what's that-
it ain't
what's that,
no Middle
the,
East. The Middle East ain't
The
real.
what's that right there? That separate Europe from the northern.
The Red Sea, Mediterranean.
One of them.
I don't want to lie to
Don't
y'all.
separate the motherfucker, man. That shit is a tax, man.
It's a tax. Yeah, it's really a tax.
Nothing
Borders.
separate. They build the Suez Canal to try to separate Egypt from fucking what they call the Middle
The
East.
Levant.
Yeah, that's
The Levant.
bullshit. That
That's
shit is still
Eurasia.
connected right now, man. Yeah, back then when I was in school, that shit was called Eurasia Wade In. Then they built that Suez Canal, try to split that bitch apart.
Yep.
And then they start whitewashing all the damn rest of the shit.
Let me say this also for a quick second. And fuck
That shit started like 1948.
Yeah, somewhere around that
Let me
time.
say this here. Off subject right quick. Let me say this here for y'all. Since y'all want to be Americans. See, Beyonce, I love you, Queen. I ain't gonna lie. I ain't gonna get on
Yeah,
that.
I'm a fan. I'm a fan.
But then what they did, Beyonce did a country album that debuted at #1 on Billboard, right?
Yep.
Don't you know she didn't get one nomination for the CMA Country Music Awards, bro?
Not one.
Not one nomination.
And
she had the biggest
hold up. They gatekeep they shit.
Yeah.
We don't gatekeep our shit. See what
You
I'm
want to be
saying?
a part of this
We
shit.
want to be a part of this shit. See how this shit, see what I'm saying? They will remind you every now and then, and they remind you that who you is.
Yeah.
They stay wanting to invite people to the cookout, but they forget how that turned out for the Native Americans.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, you
That's
get
what-
a pass because you know how to Dougie. Man, I don't care how good your dance moves is, bro. Like,
And a lot of people don't know, bro. When you bring that turkey on the platter, that was the Indian chief's head on the platter. That's what the turkey represents now. But it used to be when they would take over those tribes, they would cut the chief head off and bring it to the queen on a platter.
On the platter, he goes head. That's what turkey represent.
Yeah.
Same.
They wrote about this in
Yeah.
England. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, man.
that's like the football tradition of kicking the head around.
Yeah.
Like, say, man, like this country shows that it's an amalgamation of multiple groups of people.
Yes.
The only people that have actually been able to fully pull off like a color ethnicity move has been white people.
Yep.
Because like even people they didn't consider white when they first got here now have white privilege.
Yeah.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
They was
Like
against
light-skinned
us
Spanish
having-
against the Irish.
Right.
Right. The
Irish lived in squalor. They were poor as a motherfucker. They had Irish gangsters. They were poor.
Yeah.
You know what they did though? They understood. They got it together. You know what? Yeah, we American, but guess what? We white though.
We European.
We European. We from Europe.
See?
And everything in America, again, was an extension of Europe. So they say, well, the white people don't put America in the front of their name. They don't have to.
Right.
Because America is an extension of Europe. They don't have to put it in front of their name.
Louisiana.
They'll probably tell you, I'm Irish.
Georgia.
I'm Italian.
That name of the King Louis.
Check.
Yeah.
Whatever it may be.
Yeah, they're going to definitely be part of go. You ain't never been to an Irish parade or Italian parade?
Watch how much pride they got.
Shit.
Motherfucker paint their face green and
Look,
shit.
Roscoe Lyons say, my grandma was born in 1919. Before she left, she used to tell us all about the slavery stories.
Some people tell them their grandma told them they was Indian.
It was Indians.
But see, that's the thing. We gotta also remember that due to the internet, we talking to people of various ages. Hey, I'ma just say this, bro. If your grandma not older than 80 years old, I'm probably not really paying too much. I'm not dealing with no 50-year-old grandma.
Because
Yeah,
you don't know.
you don't know.
She
Or
don't
no
know.
grandma I went to school with.
Right.
You wasn't no Native American when we
You
was
wasn't no
in
Native
school.
American. Stop it. Your
Right.
grandma wasn't either because you used to go to church.
You know
If you
what
were
I'm
Native American, you wasn't going to no church.
like where the
That's European concept.
where the customs. Like this is how
Yeah, where your
What the
clothes,
language?
where your clothes,
What y'all ate?
where your food,
right.
where your
Like,
prayers.
Yeah. What's your
Where-
God
where
story?
that's at?
nah, square business. Like it got to be something more like for those that and I want to make my stance clear. I don't have an issue with a person being of mixed Native and African ancestry.
We may all be mixed up with a bunch
and
of
they,
shit.
and they
We all
acknowledges
mixed.
it.
We mixed.
Yeah.
But see, that's the thing they don't realize that within Native American cultures, adoption was a prominent practice.
Yes.
So if I adopt a person and they live amongst us, they're going to classify themselves as what they live amongst.
Exactly.
That don't change your
Yeah,
genetics.
when you come
Exactly.
out there, you gonna be like, okay, this one I am.
That don't
No
change
one
your
give you a
genetics, though.
kind
You're right.
example of that. Tarzan.
Mhm.
Born with the apes, he thought he was a fucking ape.
Hey,
Right.
yeah.
Right.
But it didn't change nothing about his genetics.
Right,
Yeah.
it don't.
At
And it's
all.
not.
They had to make him realize.
Hello
he a
said,
man.
thank you, twins. It's Keisha from Forest Street by Trail. What's up, Keisha?
What's
We
up,
know you
Keisha?
here. You must be
Once he met
shot.
another man, he realized, oh, I'm a man.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
For sure. I think and one of my elders told me the only way to really combat the misinformation that we see is with the right information. So if anybody ever feel like, hey man, well I don't believe this, because it's like it's not a matter of what you believe. I don't
Exactly.
really deal with belief.
I can't argue with what people believe.
You know what I'm saying? Like
Hello, hold up. Let me cut you off before a second. You said we came from everywhere. We didn't come from everywhere.
Nah.
Let me explain something to you, sis. Black people is not going to originate in Antarctica.
Square
You
business.
gotta say it like that.
You understand?
How is it possible to come from everywhere?
It
That's
ain't
impossible.
possible. We can't come from everywhere.
Science don't say. You gotta
Make-
use
make that make
science
sense.
too.
Listen, I'm gonna put it like this.
Make it quick.
You're not gonna see a penguin in Florida. You're not gonna see a polar bear in Louisiana.
You're not gonna see an alligator in Alaska.
See, nature. We still a part of
Don't
nature.
act, we all mammals. We animals.
Nah,
We
facts.
still a part of
Don't
nature,
forget
right?
that.
So where we gonna originate, it's gonna be a tropical climate.
place.
We have melanin. The reason why we have
Tropical
melanin to protect us
people,
from the
man.
sun. If we originated in Antarctica, we wouldn't need no melanin. We'll be white because they ain't got a lot of sun there.
We have straight hair. Our eyes will all be slanted. You know
Our
what I'm saying?
noses would be narrow.
Yeah, our nose would be
Yeah,
narrow.
narrow,
You know,
exactly.
we come from Africa. What's wrong with being a part of the original motherfucker?
Terrell Christopher say only the Passe Blanc Creoles were accepted by the French, but most of us Appaloosa smaller tribal members throughout southern Louisiana with Caribbean roots. I can agree with that. And Caribbean, because Creole is a mixture of a West African language and French.
Right,
That's what Creole is.
right. But see, he said we migrated everywhere. We didn't originate everywhere, Queen. That's right, Nasia.
Yeah.
We migrated everywhere. We didn't originate everywhere.
Facts.
See, but the problem is, though, you got to think about this. There's such of a black eye on Africa and slavery that we don't want no parts of it.
Yeah.
But if we take our time and study our history and realize how great we were
What's up, y'all?
and where writing come from,
Yeah.
arithmetic, chemistry, astrology,
Science.
mathematics, science, all that come from
Paper,
that's
heat.
our people shit.
That's our shit.
Not no Americans, that's us.
America wasn't even around during that time. America got its name in 1776. Don't never forget that. So what were you before that? I'm gonna keep asking y'all that till somebody come give me an answer.
They're not gonna be able to give you an answer on that.
They won't.
You
Ain't
know
no
what I'm
They
answer.
won't.
'Cause
They won't.
Even if knowing that this country was called Columbia at one, my thing is where are your stories that your elders told you about what this country was like
Yep.
Before the colonizers.
You're
Before the
right. It was
colonizers.
called Columbia. That's where you get that Columbia picture shit from.
Yeah.
Yep.
District of Columbia.
Yeah.
Columbia.
It was
Yep.
called Columbia.
British
They don't know that
Columbia.
though.
Yep.
Or,
You never hear them say I'm Colombian.
Right.
They say they're American.
right.
So that means you've taken on the oppressor's name, the motherfucker that kicked you in your ass, I'm American.
And then you know how like they'll say, okay, well if you African,
It's a good
which
show.
part? Okay, now let's look at this.
They
Like,
do
with
say
the
that, though.
American with the American concept.
But
If
say that
you
again.
got a North,
Say that again.
they always ask, well, if you're from Africa,
What part?
what part?
Yeah, they love that one.
Or which tribe?
They love that
There
one.
is no singular tribe because even in the word tribe itself, tribe means 3 or more. So this was 3 different groups that came together to make this particular ethnic
Tribe.
group.
Yeah,
But
right.
it may have more extensions underneath it.
Yeah.
So you asking a person which tribe they come from, knowing that these groups get smaller and smaller, similar to how we operate
Yeah,
and move.
yeah.
It's like if a person say, hey, I'm from New Orleans, well, which part? They might say the east side.
Yeah.
Which part of the east side?
Right.
That's the same
Yeah.
breakdown
Of
of
tribes.
tribal group.
Right.
So if you're an American, are you North American, Central American, or South American?
You're Floridian.
Yeah.
New Orleanian.
Yeah.
Estonian.
Because you gonna bring it down to the
City.
That's the thing. Like when we had these conversations about with our culture, like well if they us, why we don't do what they
Yeah,
do?
what they do.
Because we've been separated
From them.
They maintained a specific lifestyle for that area.
I'll
Right.
give you an example. They try to make fun of the little dude when he was taking a bath in cow piss, right?
They're like, why you taking a
Oh,
bath?
they got other people fucking
That's
up.
an African. Look at him. He taking a
See, but they don't understand is that cow piss is full of all kind of antioxidants. It keeps flies off. You must gotta be out there hurting.
insects off you.
It keeps insects off. It's a anti-parasitic shit that goes on with this cow piss. Even though we find it outrageous and we wouldn't do it, that's the part of survival for them people, man.
But you know what that reminds me of though? That reminds me of rural black culture.
Yes.
When you deal with our people that was like in what we call the country,
Yeah.
it's a lot of shit that they did and ate that we wouldn't eat growing up in the city.
Certainly.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like,
Facts.
if you get a jellyfish thing, what they tell you put on it.
P. Yeah, they say P on it.
They take
So
put pee on
imagine
it.
a photo of that being taken out of context.
Yeah, that nigga gross.
pee on him.
Right.
That's how messed up people are, but that's the truth though.
Let
You
me
know
get
anything about
let me
it?
get some of these comments.
Oh, go ahead.
Everybody come from Africa. We going by the Bible. We going by science. We talking about people that existed before Bible, bro.
Yeah.
We talking about biology. We talking about science. We talking about before Bible. We was here.
And look, we not
Hold
here.
on, hold on.
We not here. I'm gonna let you finish. We not here to bash religion. Go ahead.
Anthropology and all that. Not no damn Bible.
Twins, didn't slavery start with the Egyptians and enslaved the Hebrews, right? No. No. There's no proof that the Egyptians enslaved anybody in ancient Egypt. Kemet.
Did they have prisoners of war?
Yes. But listen, let me tell you something.
At one time.
They said that the Hebrews built the pyramids, right? But listen, bro, that wasn't slaves that built those pyramids, but they were skilled workers.
It was skilled master
I'm talking about you had to be skilled. You had to cut bricks at an exact angle, sharp. You know, it wasn't no slave.
And you had to find ingenious ways to move them big ass blocks. So it wasn't no slave that built that. Don't let nobody teach you that, man.
And see, by the time
Them dudes was
that
go-earners.
by the time that the Hyksos came into Egypt,
It wasn't even us no more.
If I'm not mistaken, all the things that they saying that's what I'm saying, bro. They get it from the media.
Yep.
I don't recall no scripture saying that they built
Anything.
anything in there.
They ain't built
They
shit in
got
their
that
own
from the
land.
Ten Commandments.
That's where they got it from.
No, scripture that say that.
That's what I'm seeing. That's what we allow media to dictate how we see historical things. So it's like, of course, you're gonna have an aversion to Africa if the first time you being introduced to Africa was through Roots. Personally, I've never watched a slave movie. Everything I know about slavery has been from what I've read
Books.
and from personal.
Oh, I watch them bitches, dog. You know why I watch them? I want to see, just to remind me. Like, what have I done if I was in the situation that they was in?
Well, he's saying in the sense of he knows it's not true.
No, what he's saying, he never watched it and be like, oh, that's what really happened.
Yeah,
That's what he's saying.
Because like I'll watch a documentary. Because my thing is, I don't want to watch a Hollywood depiction of what happened to my people.
Exactly.
Show me the
yeah.
real, so when I
Exactly.
can
Like the
verify
guys
it.
in Egypt.
Right. You know what I'm saying? Like
this Hebrew say, y'all crazy if y'all don't think it was slaves in Egypt.
Prove it.
Prove it.
Prove it. Outside of the Bible, prove it.
Outside of the book.
You can't prove it.
Look, man, they wasn't even had no word slave then. So that go with that right there. Wasn't no damn slave.
And if they had
It's called
enslaved
servitude,
people,
man.
right? And
Different thing.
if they had enslaved people, the main
Prisoners of
point
war.
that's being brought to the forefront is, can you say that these people were Hebrews? How you say they Hebrews?
Right.
Because technically there would be no ethnic group called Hebrews because the word Eber means to cross over, and this is what Abraham was called once he was seen crossing from one portion of the land into another.
Mm-hmm.
So technically Hebrew is kind of like we would use the word immigrant now
Yeah,
for
right.
what they was considered.
They were considered.
Right.
Because they was always running, broke, hungry, starving.
Goat
and
herders.
everything.
And
Now, this is
that's
the thing.
that's
This is the
crazy.
thing. They like to say that there's pictures on the wall. What you see on the wall are Nubians. Because Nubia and Upper Kemet, they went to war at separate different times. So you might see prisoners of war, but slaves.
Man, we didn't have that concept.
That concept wasn't an African concept, bro.
See, that was a big old thing they were doing in the community as far as the scholars and shit.
What's up, Duval?
Proved that they had slaves in ancient Kemet. And they didn't.
Yeah.
You couldn't prove it.
Now, and it might be a compression of slave and servant. Like some people might not see no big difference between.
Yeah.
Like if you there against your will, you a slave.
Yeah.
But they might not have viewed it in that same. But I think that's the thing. Like once we get rid of the preconceived notions
Of what slave is.
right, with certain words,
And servitude
like we're
is.
having the conversation because there's really no reason that we as a people can't really have this dialogue. Take the information and say, you know what, I'm gonna check to see.
Mhm.
That's why I do it. Look what they say. Now Devon say I lose spitting. Yeah, that's why I got him here.
That's why I got him on here.
That's my man.
That's my man. He taught me some shit too. We done showed each other knives.
Yeah. If Adam and Eve are the first man and woman, that means everyone comes from Africa. Well, there's no evidence of Adam and Eve ever existing either, bro. I hate to
That
say
just
that.
exists in the
I
Bible.
mean, that's an allegory.
It's
I look
allegory.
I look at most religious texts
As allegory.
as
I think that
allegory.
was what it was meant for, actually, bro.
That's what I was
It
trying
was,
to get to.
and if I'm not mistaken, a lot of these books that we have access to were never really supposed to be in the hands of the general public. It was for like the
Scholars.
nobles and
Like
scholars
high
and-
priests.
most
High
definitely.
priests.
Like Kemet did. They had high priests.
And I think that's the reason why it's so
Advisors.
much confusion.
Yeah.
Let me catch some of these comments, bro.
Because they was advisors, those people. They went back and advised the king, and whatever they told the king told the land, told the people.
Let me catch some of these comments, y'all.
For sure.
Terrell Christopher said, throughout the Central and South America, Caribbean, and all islands have tribes. Taino Indians, Dominicans, and DR. Most eat rice and beans or okra. West African food originated.
Yeah.
Edward Jones said in the scriptures, it was already before God made everything. Was. Research it.
Okay.
It's documented in Egypt on the walls. No, it's not.
No, it's not.
Harry Nelson, what up, gentlemen?
What happened?
Terrell Christopher said, Slavic language and culture come from Europe, not Africa.
See, that's another issue. When you only associate the word with its point of origin, you don't do that with any other word outside of slave when we have in this particular
Yeah,
conversation.
slave.
Like, okay, if I say, you know what, you're a nice person, you would take that as a compliment. But the etymology of nice say a person that's a fool.
Yeah, that's a fool.
But depending on how it's used, you would know what a person mean by it. Because a person might say, you know what, you too nice.
Yep.
You're being too
You're
foolish.
being too foolish.
But see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
These different,
Yes.
those etymological fallacies that we create, thinking that, okay, it has to be this way. Like, no, a slave is a person who is in servitude and enslaved by an oppressive force or power. We could eliminate the origins of who
What
the
they think.
word, right.
Exactly.
Because before Slavic people came around, I'm pretty sure that it was somewhere where people were in servitude.
Tied up and getting their ass beat.
Most definitely,
Yeah.
we all
that
have.
already.
That boy say,
They
yo,
in the movies, the Gladiator movies.
Yeah.
That shit come from their history.
that's their shit.
Yeah, they
Yeah,
should.
that's for real.
They did that for real.
They people, our people, all people.
Was
Whoever they
gladiators.
was captured and whoever was ruling, whoever they wanted in there, they what they stuck.
Almost like now we see the gangster movies, nigga, with the choppers and the Tommy guns and Scarface and shit. The same shit we learning from these people, man. And on a larger scale and a more historic scale, what we speaking on. This guy say, y'all in denial, y'all got an infinity for Africa. And we should.
And we should.
It's the greatest
He
planet.
said, how Egypt going to be before the creator? You a madman. Let me put it like this here. Your Bible is 6,000 to 7,000 years old. The pyramids in Egypt, in Giza, are 10,000 years old. So you do the mathematics, bro. Come back and apologize and call me your sensei. Call me your sensei, nigga.
This planet has been estimated to be at 3.54 billion
Years old, bro.
Yeah, man.
So before a collective had a concept of a god, time
Yeah,
was already
already
in
here.
motion.
It was going on.
That's right.
There wasn't even the
Yeah,
concept of a
I
God.
was just about to say that. You learn God from Egypt, man, from Kemet.
That's where your concept comes, because God is a man-made concept.
You learned it from there.
That's where you get it from. But listen, Kemet is not the earliest. Kemet is the latest, greatest African civilization. We had
That's
Mali,
fact.
we had Shanghai, we had Benin. We had
great
civilizations.
They was
Nubia,
the greatest
Kush.
ones to document
Kush,
and have
Punt.
enough knowledge for you to learn.
That was the apex of it. That's why we rep
They
ancient
gathered all
Kemet.
that shit from.
Let me tell you something. Let me tell you something, Mr. Hebrew podcast by Reuben. The world's first university was in Egypt.
Yeah, it was.
The first one, the world. And guess what? You know JJ 7000 did his DNA test and he African now, right?
He did.
Yeah.
Wait.
Yeah.
You remember this guy from last time. He ain't gonna, that's all he gonna say. He ain't gonna never put no facts in that he have in nothing.
Yeah.
So
See,
That's a good question. You say, what kind of African are y'all? I'm an American African. That's a Pan-African. I'm a Pan-African.
I'm a Pan-African.
That's the kind of African I am. I'm a Pan-African. I'm
Yeah.
about black liberation Pan-Africanism.
Of anybody of African descent.
And nothing can't change that, brother. Nothing can't change that.
Yeah.
You must have just fell into the chat because we just had a discussion about African Americans or American Africans being a mixture of multiple ethnic groups.
Yeah.
So asking somebody, well, what kind of African are you? That explains it right there. Now, if you want someone to go into their specific ethnic groups, then that person would have to be someone who has took a genetic test. If you're looking for specific African ethnic groups in your genealogy, what you are probably going to come across is blanket terms that's antiquated, and some of those places are not even called that anymore.
Right, they
Like,
changed the
you gotta
name.
Remember, like
Nigeria was Nigeria was Igbo land or something. But
Like-
one.
I got 20% Nigerian ancestry, and out of that 20%, it's about 6 different ethnic groups.
Mm-hmm.
All those ethnic groups that were listed are also the ethnic groups that you can find documented as being people that were brought into South Carolina between like 1700 and 1752.
Facts.
So that's another thing, like with the Trick Daddy situation.
let me ask you this though. All those people is still descended from where?
Africa.
See?
Let me say this.
That part.
Let me say one thing right quick. Let me say one thing before I lose this train of thought. Why would you ask a question like, what kind of African am I? Let me explain something to you, bro. There was a little thing happened called the transatlantic slave trade, to where we was lynched, beat, tortured, hung, and killed for speaking our language, talking about where we came from, practicing our religion, saying our names, singing our songs. So how you gonna ask me that? This shit happened for 300 years. What's your excuse?
Yeah, what's your excuse? If you never was a slave, you never was this, why you don't speak your own language?
Why you don't speak Hebrew? Huh? If you're a Hebrew.
Who taught you English?
Yeah.
Right, who taught you English,
I
bro?
don't leave it to my damn Americans. They got their oppressor language. What language you speak? English. Like, they don't know, like, all over the world.
Right.
People speak the language of their oppressors, man. It's simple.
If you want to find out who oppressed the people, look at the language.
Look at the language they
That's
speak.
So I
it.
tell you what. So go look at the continent of Africa and pull up the national languages, and you tell me why they speaking
French.
Spanish, French,
Portuguese, Dutch,
Arabic, of course.
Boers.
British English, because
Yeah.
that's another thing.
Yeah,
y'all.
man.
This broken.
I'm going to say this again, and kid, this is something that y'all want y'all to remember. Like he just said, to make it simple. If you want to know who oppressed those people, listen to their language.
That's it. And look at their God.
We speak English. That's who oppressed us. It's simple.
Ruben, you're a
The
Hebrew?
Americans.
You're a Hebrew? Let me ask you a question then. And we'll make it look stupid on this chat. Do you believe, because this is what Hebrews believe, that the sky is going to crack open? This is in your Torah. This is in your religion. That the sky is going to crack open and the Savior is going to come down on the head of 10,000 men and kill all our enemies and establish a new kingdom. And we can start having women as soon as they get on their period. We can start having.
We can start having children.
We can take them in.
Start busting them up.
As soon as they get up, if they're 12 or 11 years old. That's what Hebrews believe. Do you believe that's going to happen?
And
Yes
are you
or no?
going to participate in that?
If not, you ain't no Hebrew.
You ain't no Hebrew then.
You don't
That's
believe
what
what they don't
promised to
believe.
you.
You just scared and think you want to go to heaven when you die.
Yeah.
You don't want to face hell right here. That's why you're a Hebrew.
Yeah.
Straight up. No, we ain't gonna kick him out. He gonna learn up in here.
Yeah. You gonna learn. We ain't kicking them out. Igbo still speaking Igbo. Do you know Igbo speak more than one language? You must mean Bantu. Bantu speaking peoples. I don't understand what you're saying, bro.
He said the
First
Igbo.
name is Spanish. The only thing he trying to say Hebrew is the Reuben part.
Man,
And that dude name ain't no. That man ain't no
But
Bashar Ben Ruben in real life. That nigga named Daniel Johnson.
my nigga named Michael Smith.
Bro, Michael
See,
Smith.
That's the thing with taking on these identities out of religious texts. See, that's the same thing that the so-called the small hat people, we'll call them that, so y'all channel don't get flagged.
That's a biblical name too.
Right.
Yeah, so fake. That's fake.
You taking this identity to establish yourself in history, and the truth of the matter is, your issue with being an African slave or someone who comes from enslaved Africans made you want to be somebody that came from enslaved Hebrews. Now you take the time out to ask yourself why that makes sense to you. Have you been able to trace yourself back to a group of people that come out of modern day Iran?
Right. Because they say Abraham, right? He's the father of the Hebrews. Am I correct?
Yes.
They say, now pull this up. Just Google it.
Yeah.
They say he is from Chaldea.
The Ur of Chaldea.
He's from Chaldea. He's the father of the Hebrews. Hebrew. Go Google what a Chaldean is.
Not just that. Here go the crazy thing about it. Because now they want to say, this way they have to say that Joseph actually got married pregnant, even though the scripture don't say that. The scripture says that God sent the angel Gabriel to impregnate Mary. So if the bloodline of the Hebrew comes from Joseph never got her pregnant. Now Jesus got the Jesus, Yahshua in their land. He's Mary's son. He's Mary's son
From David, Joseph dad.
but he ain't got nothing to do with Joseph.
Same.
That shit is all mixed up, bro.
It's a bad story told, and they don't have enough sense to catch that shit. Like, hold up,
Sure.
if my bloodline gonna come from Joseph, but Joseph ain't get married pregnant, and Jesus was wait a minute, the bloodline cut off then right there.
But see, that's the thing, bro. We looking for ourselves in these
yes,
books.
yes.
And the narrative is so ingrained in how human nature actually is that it's easy to see yourself in that.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? You see someone dealing with trials and tribulations or going through different issues and then coming out based on their appeal to a higher power. It resonates with you.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But anything that you believe in strong enough will have results.
Exactly.
Now, how long you keep whatever that you may have requested is something different.
You know what? Integrity has a lot to do with that. Ego has a lot to do with that.
Not just that, though. A lot of times, these dudes be emotionally attached to the belief system.
Yeah.
They believe that the reason why they're alive, why they got a good job, why they go to work, why they got life, their life is good, they believe that God got them. Not believing that, the reason why you got this good job, you get your ass up off your feet and you go punch that fucking clock, no matter what you believe in.
Right.
They don't believe you got a good job because you stand out the way, you're not hanging on the corner with the niggas all day, you're not getting drunk all fucking day, smoking weed all day.
Riding around, you trying to find something to get into.
You're trying to fuck with broads all day. That's why your life is better for you.
You taking care of your business as a man.
Right. So you think you can't do it without a God. That's okay. That's fine. If you want to believe in your God, that's cool. But guess what? If some shit pop off, brother, the enemy we up against, he don't give a fuck if you claim to be a Hebrew, a FBA, a Pan-African, whatever.
None of
all
that.
of us in this shit together. So we need to unify on that alone.
And so that's another thing where we have an advantage because most of our Pan-African leaders, Brother Khalid Muhammad, he was Muslim.
Marcus
Garvey was a Catholic.
First of all, Marcus Garvey is our, and I can speak for Lucas. I know where he at with it.
One of our teachers.
That's one of our. That's what we follow. We follow ideas and the plan of Marcus Garvey, bro. Marcus Garvey had the plan. He was ahead of his time.
Most definitely.
That's all it was. He was just ahead of his time. Nothing wrong believing in God. Like I say it again, I don't care what book y'all read. I believe in God. And who says the books y'all reading is the truth?
Nah, well, see, that's the thing.
I never said I didn't believe in God, bro.
Right.
I never said that.
Because you don't believe the presentation of a God in someone else's literature doesn't mean that
You don't believe in it.
God.
I keep explaining them to them.
I explained to you. I'm gonna say it again to you, man. God, by definition, is one worthy of praise. Of course, he's those other things too, all loving, all powerful, that a magic man in the sky. But another definition of God is one who is worthy of praise.
One who is worthy of a specific duty in creation.
One who is responsible for a specific duty in creation.
Called upon or invoked.
Called upon or invoked. That's my mother and my father.
They running with, read that definition and then come back.
Yeah, because you believe in a dude that's good all the time when babies get
It
raped.
tells you only in monotheism.
And
That's what it
monotheism.
applies. So the definition of God that y'all run with, it only applies in monotheism. Only.
That's it.
It says that.
So if you want to believe a magic man in the sky that's good all the time,
And he'll come back and save you, and he need somebody to die for your sins. And
that's fine.
He watching everything go on right
my
now.
mom was a Christian. I'm not knocking no Christians, my dude.
That was sort of say in general, not in no goddamn monotheism only.
I'm not knocking nobody religion, man. I'm not knocking nobody. Look, I'm not anti-God or anti-religion. I'm anti-lie. If you want to have a conversation about the truth, I'm gonna give it to you. And ain't gonna be emotions attached to it.
I'm not an atheist. I'm agnostic.
There's a way you could get rid of beliefs. Just keep going down. See when you use that word monotheism, look that up and see what that means. And then it's gonna lead you there. Like you're gonna be like, oh, this shit bullshit. You know what I'm saying?
No, for sure. And if you actually read the books that you claim to read when it comes to Christianity, Judaism, and Islam, you would realize that y'all really just family.
Yeah. Luke, try to speak up a little bit. I know you ain't really used to it.
No,
You got
for
to be a
sure.
little animated, a little louder than what you normally are.
I got you.
It's all good.
They say,
We're the children of the sun. I absolutely agree.
we're the children of the sun.
You are unlearned and don't even agree.
Man, Rashad, look, Ruben, I've been on this for 15, 20 years, bro. When I left Christianity, I went to be a Hebrew Israelite.
I never fuck with that.
I did. I got into that shit. I want to get into that because I did. That's how I know about it. I got into it.
That's why
I read books and shit about it, like, oh, I'm a Hebrew. That's what's up. That's the move. Until I realized you ain't nothing but a hyped up Christian. That's all you is.
Yeah.
You're a hyped up Christian, bro.
That's it.
Somebody still coming back to save you, dog. You still get on your knees and pray to another man, bro.
Yeah, nah, for real. It's blackwashing something doesn't make it better than whitewashing it. Like if we look at what black actually is, we talking about people of African descent.
Period.
The depictions that Jesus or Yeshua is given in the scripture don't say he's of African descent. Say he had hair like wool, feet like brass burnt in fire. Those things mean something different than possibly what you are leaning towards.
And not just that. When they say hold
it
up.
was black.
Not just that though.
Right.
When they say white like wool, they don't mean texture. They mean color.
I mean the color when they say white like wool.
So it's a trick back to make you think, oh, they talking about that
cheap
rough
wool.
shit.
They talking about
They
cheap
talking about that
cheap
rough
wool.
shit.
Have you ever seen burnt brass?
Yeah.
Yep.
So if you know what burnt brass looks like, that would probably look like someone's feet who's been walking around dirty.
Yeah.
Giving, you know what I'm saying, going and teaching the message, but he's not concerned about his physical appearance.
Exactly.
He's been so many places.
Exactly.
You see what I'm saying? Like, it's time out to like we don't have. It's okay to have something to believe in. The difference is being able to separate that, and that's where we lose at in the world that we deal with. Right, belief from knowing. People.
MD Larry say white is the color and wool is the texture, but it said white like wool.
They say white like wool.
They didn't say thick like wool.
They say white like
white
wool.
like wool. That's it.
So let me ask you this, and this is just me, and I ain't Don might not feel like, Lou might not feel like this, Rock might not feel like this. If my God was black, was a black man, watching all this shit happen to us right now in this world, watching all this shit going on us right now, and they ain't did nothing, I'm still getting on my knees and praise him? Make this make sense, man.
Now, if you want, I can understand it.
My nigga, a nigga can't owe you $10 while you want to fight him or kick his ass.
But see, that's where the sin come in to explain the disconnect.
See,
So like I would say I'm a deist. I believe in God, but I don't believe that God interferes with human interactions and dealings. Everything is a part of God. Like we don't pray to God, we pray within God. There's a God in me, there's an essence of God in you.
All of us.
And all of us.
now see, now this is something that we never talked about. I have a different spiritual ideology, but I don't see anything wrong with his.
My thing is this.
That's how I think.
This how I think.
Because that's just how they.
We are part of nature, bro. Everything, even our skin, our nails, our hair, our feet, we all a part of nature. I
Right.
believe in that too. I believe that something exists outside of us that's greater than us.
It is nature.
I just can't explain what it is. It's an essence.
And
But we are part of it.
I feel like exactly. We exist within the greatness, not excluded from
excluded.
it.
Yeah, it's not.
They don't
What's the best
understand.
equivalent of that? It's nature.
And they don't understand.
Mother nature.
Mother nature. Spirituality is dealing with what's within.
Right.
When you get into religion, not things outside of you are what you pray
The devil.
to and what you look
I
for.
gotta get this from God.
Yeah.
The devil
The
just
saints.
made me do this.
The Elohim.
I had to do this, I had to do that.
Nothings.
But look, guess what? The reason why I deal with
Angels.
ancient Kemet, I don't agree with everything in ancient Kemet.
Right.
I just agree with what resonate with me and make me a better person, dog. I try to take responsibility for what I do,
Right.
how I feel, and how I act towards other people.
It was just like, but they see like what I've been doing some more studying on ancient Kemet. They was like these people was into everything had God in it. The flowers had God in the trees, the animals, everything
Spirit.
was part of that.
Right, when the
Yeah,
flowers
so-
grow, they worshiping the sun, they worshiping growing towards God.
That's how
You know
they
what I'm saying?
felt. That's true. That's
what I'm
facts. Yeah. You just tap in, loving the discussion. Appreciate you, man.
Y'all hit that cash out, man. Think twice, pie. We dropping jewels tonight, man.
Yeah.
Matter of fact, it's shot time. Y'all put your ones in the
Put y'all
chat,
one in
man.
the chat, man.
Him in that bottle right
Yeah,
there.
man,
I don't know if you want to take a shot or not, but I'm about to take one. We'll take
That one
this
right there.
Remy. We'll fuck with this
Yeah,
Remy.
we hit the Remy.
This visit VSOP.
Y'all gotta be 10 toes down. We ain't standing 10 toes down.
Man,
for
listen,
something.
listen,
Pan-Africanism.
See this man right
Black
here?
liberation. That's what we standing
Hold on.
10.
See this man right here? When the KKK came to Houston, we went down. See, he was down there before we was.
Most
After he
definitely.
left, I come and said, Lou, where you? He said, man, I just left. I said, we down here
We
right
pull
now.
up right behind
Face to face with them bitches.
Yeah.
Yeah, and look, they got their shit. We got our shit.
See, that's the thing. I think like,
You remember that, Lou?
most definitely. Most definitely.
Don't tell me nothing about putting my feet to the ground, boy.
Yeah. What the Hebrews did? Y'all marked with them fucking Crown Royal bags on.
Ain't had a slingshot.
So you got to be. It's one thing. See, I think the misunderstanding is recognizing your African ancestry, being proud of your culture, and then being someone that's just gonna let anything happen to you. Don't have nothing to do with one another. I stand on what I stand on because I not only have faith in myself, but I have faith in my people. So I'm going to stand on that every time. There's nothing that's going to waver that.
Right. Man, listen. The KKK, was that for George Floyd? What was that for?
Nah, they came down here. They was doing a protest at the
NAACP. Michael Johnson,
yeah. It was something that happened. It was something that happened. I don't know if Michael Johnson or something happened. They said the KKK down here with guns and everything. Man, that man beat us down there.
So,
but I said, Lou, what he at? He told me where he sent me the location, but when I got there, you had left.
Yeah.
But they told me you just missed the loop. Yeah. They told me you was there.
Yeah,
because once I seen what the temperature was, see, this is the thing about the United States that a lot of people might not know. You have the right to what's called a peaceful protest.
Right.
It doesn't mean that your message has to be peaceful. The people participating just have to be quote unquote peaceful.
Right.
When there's a law enforcement present that's standing there to prevent any escalation, that's not a place that I necessarily need to be because I don't need to argue back and forth with racists.
In other words, we don't want them crackers in our business either.
Know what I mean? Like, because first of all, why would you go to the NAACP on a Sunday knowing it's going to be closed because these folks Christian anyway? Who you thought was going to show up? Y'all want to make a spectacle for the news and you want to wave your banners and your symbolism that a lot of our people can't recognize, so you might be best friends with a racist just because you want to get along with white people and don't know it.
Yeah. Say Bashad, he said, nigga, I've been standing up, been with these doubles since I was a kid. Well, guess what then? You could be a Hebrew, a free brew, a blue boo. When the shit pop off, you jumping on the side with us, I'm cool with it, bro. Yeah. That's where I'm at with it. Now, you want to condemn me to go to hell because I don't want to worship your God or praise your God or whatever?
Oh, well.
That's cool. I can take my lick when it come down to that.
Because guess what? No matter what religion you are, within Pan-Africanism, you still my brother.
Right, you can be whatever you want to be.
You understand what I'm saying? I don't condemn nobody for their relationship with their God. Who am I to tell you about your personal relationship with your God? I'm not qualified to tell you about anything personal about yourself.
Say, bro, I'll kill for your children. You heard me?
That's what we at with
I'll kill for your children.
Yeah. Falling like Crown Royal bag.
Yeah. That's what it do. That's what it look like.
I told y'all when I was down there on Canal Street, they was right there. Boy, you know, I walked through the store, still had to see my two-piece to some people. I said,
come on, I need these ones in the chat. We take this shot.
Put them ones up,
Put the ones up. Hold on. We're going to put these ones in the chat. That's what they going to do. Put the ones up. Put these ones in the chat.
I said, it's that story you believe right now. They shit just on ecstasy. Don't worry about it.
Say, Ruben, if you believe that a 600-year-old man built the ark and he got off that ark and we brought probably the whole earth with him and his 3 sons, then that's on you, bro.
That's on you, partner.
That's on you.
You know what messed me up with him, though? When I saw Tariq say, tell that little boy, when that little boy asked him, you'll give me some money if I was, do you help me out if you saw me on the street?
No. It was a barbecue.
Oh, he had the barbecue.
And he wouldn't give him a plate.
And he said, yeah, I'll give you a plate. Yeah, you my brother. He was like, once you find out I'm African, would you give me? He was like, no.
He was like, nope. Come on, man.
Damn, I was like, what?
Man. Come on, man.
That was it for me. Like, you clearly see this is your people.
Mm-hmm.
You related. Then you straight go
Ruben.
pass him out because he African.
You something
you
else. Ruben. I'm serious, bro. Noah, you know where you get Hebrews from? Noah and his 3 sons, Ham, Shem, and Japheth, got on that fucking ark, and when the so-called flood happened, which never happened, but you got to be in the Bible to believe that. There's no evidence to prove that a flood ever happened. That's only in the Bible. But I'll give you that. I'll let you have that. Just to make a point, I'll let you have that. When the boat stopped, it was Noah and his wife. It was Ham, Shem, and Japheth, his 3 sons, and their wives. I think Ham supposed to be the progenitor of us, right?
Supposed to be the Africans.
The reason why they say we curse right now, because Ham saw Noah naked and laughed at him. He was drunk and naked and laughed at him, and God didn't curse Ham.
Let me stop and refer right quick. How Noah and his wife get a black woman?
A white child.
A white child.
I was going to get there.
And a Chinese
That's another thing. Yeah, they got a black child, a white child, and a Chinese child. Okay.
Asian, yeah.
And an Asian child, right?
According to this silly ass story.
According to this silly ass story. But anyway, they saw Noah naked and drunk. He was drunk and stupid naked. They laughed at him.
All of them laughed at him.
He fell playing and told God, and God didn't curse Ham for laughing at him. He didn't curse Shem. He didn't curse Japheth. He cursed Ham, generation, his children's children.
4 generations.
Yeah.
Curse him down 4. Tell me what that makes sense to you, brother. And that's why you have a daughter or a son. You don't tell me you have the curse of Ham on them, and people telling their children that, man. Man,
Your
come on,
skin-
dog.
Your skin is all excuses to pacify the things that have happened to our people. It gives them a rationale.
Yeah.
It's like
Yeah.
God ordained your
Suffering.
people to be enslaved.
Yeah.
Nah, man. How am I and my oppressor, quote unquote, praying to the same God and his prayers getting answered in
And
our
mine ain't.
servitude?
Man, that don't make no sense, man.
Man, ain't no, hold up. The Florida recorded in secular history, not just about, what's secular history?
What's secular history?
Well, now I will say that there are narratives about floods in other people's culture.
Oh yeah, the Gilgamesh is one of them.
Epic
But
of
I'm
Gilgamesh
talking
is
about a
one of
flood
them.
that destroyed the whole world, and this one
Humanity.
family repopulated the whole planet.
That's what we talking
That's
about.
what I'm talking
Yeah,
about.
We talking about the same flood in the Bible that says that 15 cubits flooded the planet. I know 15 cubits is 22 feet. That's what your book said, but I know the people that wrote that didn't have no science.
Not just
You
that.
don't know that.
They had dynasties that existed with no break in the timeline, like the Ming dynasty
Exactly.
in China. You know, they tell you who the king was, who the queen was, how many children they had,
Exactly.
who was the servants. Then they got another dynasty, no break in the timeline.
And that's why you way under, because you don't know nothing about that. You don't do no research on that, Ruben. And put it like this. If somebody say they had a flood that happened in 2020, but the 2020 Super Bowl happened and nobody died, everybody, that's documented. You go look at that. You still gonna believe a flood happened? In 2020?
Say them people lying, man.
Man.
And see, that's the thing. That go to show you that when people was living in small pockets of areas and when their area flooded,
Yeah.
the whole world flooded.
Flooded to them.
Like, come on, we still dealing with allegory. And it's okay, just you gotta understand it.
I'm live right now.
Detroit?
I'm live.
What up?
What's up, D-Town? What's up, Detroit?
What up, Detroit?
Look at Roman Rome.
Roman wrong.
I see it. Bye. Yeah, we live right now. Y'all tune in. We're on YouTube,
That
man.
boy got to roam in there for real.
All right. Yeah. Tune in, Mike.
What up, dog?
We're on YouTube. I'm live right now, nigga. I'm live on YouTube right now.
Okay, go ahead.
Tune in, fool.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Yeah.
We don't have the curse of Ham. I say, Dow, the people that claim to be Hebrew Israelites claim the curse of Ham, brother. I don't know what you claim.
He said,
I don't believe none of that bullshit.
M. Darrell 145 said, it's evidence of water erosion on the pyramids, meaning they were underwater at the time.
Brother, you in the Nile Valley. You know the Nile always flood every year?
What are you talking about,
What
man?
are you talking about? There was never a world flood, but you look up the
Epic of Gilgamesh.
the Epic of Gilgamesh, which existed before the flood of Noah, bro. If you believe that man put 2 or 3 animals on the ark at the same time,
Up to 7. Don't never forget that, dog.
on the ark at the same time,
Up to 7 pip.
you know, if you believe that, bro, who was shoveling all the shit, bro?
The methane would have killed them people,
Nah,
man.
still
Come on, that didn't happen.
People
People
don't
don't
have
have
enough
it's allegory.
People don't have enough sense to think about those intricacies that change the story. Like,
Nah.
they would have needed 2 arks, the same size as that ark, to feed them the animal for a week. That's how much lions eat and tigers and
He said
wildebeest.
Israelites are non-Hamitic.
Oh, because they supposed to be. I think they supposed to be Semitic.
Oh, they Semitic.
But see, that go to show you though. Like,
Chaldeans.
so if you
It was 3 races, bro. It was the European, it was the Arab, and the Negro. So which one are you? If you're not Ham,
But it was called like what they call it, a Mongol, not Mongol.
yeah, Mongolian. Mongolian to be scientific.
Yeah, they cut for Asians,
Yeah,
Hispanics, all
yeah.
that.
All them people in Asian shit. That's the Mongolian.
Yep.
They had the European and the African. I'm speaking specifically about their story, how their story is.
Right.
So he saw your
You
brother.
gotta get how you get them 3.
I'm speaking on this. Yeah, you're right. I'm gonna go to that too. You're right, Rob. I'm speaking selectively on the story that's told in their book. Noah and his wife had 3 sons: Ham, Shem, and Japheth. Black, Asian,
And white.
and white. If you're not Ham, then that means you Asian and white, which makes the story complete because Abraham is from the Ur of Chaldea. It's simple.
Abraham was the father.
He the father of the Chaldea. That's where
But
he
you
come
can't
from.
go to Israel, my boy.
Yeah.
You can't go to Israel, bro.
Explain the archaeological evidence of Noah's Ark. There is none.
There is none.
That's the whole point.
So
There is none.
There is none.
see, that's the wildest thing. You'll let somebody show you a replica of the ark, but if we tell you what happened with the slave ships when it comes to Africans,
You ain't gonna believe that.
ain't
You gonna believe that?
That's selective politicking.
Stockholm Syndrome.
I don't know what the hell it is because I always ask that. How you could come up here with these arguments and people can present facts to
Evidence to you.
evidence to you, and you don't have no evidence.
Yeah.
Because it's about an emotion. It's because it's and that's weird because it's like that's not what we're talking about, but that's what we're dealing with. Like I can't win against your emotions if you're inclined to be. You know what I'm saying? If you're if you're inclined to be against whatever it is that I'm presenting, there's no amount of I'm not trying to convince you of anything, and I think that that's the difference. Like no one had to convince me of my African ancestry. My school, I'm from Texas. Our schools was not teaching us that we were African. Our schools was teaching us that we came from slaves, and then Abraham Lincoln freed the slaves.
Yeah, that's what they told us.
And that's all we
Right.
know.
That's
That's
all
all
we
we came from Africa.
You know what I'm saying?
I
Like that-
always knew I was from Africa. I knew that from
and
a
I've never had that feeling like the things that a lot of other people display, like this innate issue with Africans, like calling people that's dark skinned names because they dark skinned, or you know what I'm saying, you adopted a lot of the ways from Europeans and you can't recognize it, and that's part of the problem.
I don't even like calling the people from Africa that's in America. I don't even like calling them Africans like that without calling myself African.
Right.
They just like me,
Yeah, for sure.
But you know what's crazy? But look at the standards of beauty though.
Yeah.
Our women think they gotta look like a white woman to be pretty.
Yep.
They gotta get blonde fucking wigs now. They get you dark skin with a blonde wig,
Green
sis.
eyes.
You want to get your lips reduced and shit.
That shit crazy.
You want to get your hips chopped off and shit. That shit crazy, bro.
Spending their time and money to look like you, and then you taking your time and money to look like them.
Florida Geechee said there was a regional flood that took place in Mesopotamia, and it started the global flood myth. The Sumerians were the first one to create a flood story.
I agree with that.
Like somebody said early on in this chat that quote by David Banner, he said, "Man, we ain't gonna prosper until we race it." You know what I'm saying?
Look, Florida Geechee said the Hebrew got a lot of their ideologies and concepts from the Babylonians. Zoroastrianism influenced Judaism and Christianity along with the ancient Egyptian Kemites. That's a fact. All religions are man-made concepts, though, because listen, even the concept of a savior, somebody that looks, a God that would want us to worship him, is a man-made concept.
Right. See, Rich Criminal Empire say Africa named after Afrikaners.
See, there we go.
Let me teach you. Let me teach you. Let me teach you. Afrikaners.
Hold on. Before we give them that, let's get a spill on all y'all.
Yeah.
That's been regurgitated. That's called an echo chamber.
Ignorant echo chamber.
What he's doing, that's called an echo chamber of ignorance. Okay? That's what they like to say when they're unlearned.
Yeah.
You're going to learn on a Think Twice podcast today to never repeat that bullshit again.
Right.
Go ahead, Shadon.
I'm going to prove it to you, Ruben, since you think that too. First off, he was born Scipio the Younger.
That's when he was born.
That just killed your argument right there. It was common practice for those Romans at that time when they conquered the land to take on the name of the land they conquered. Africanus literally means conqueror of Africa.
Which means the name existed before he took it. See what I'm saying? So I ain't got to get no book. I ain't got to get technical. I'm just going to break y'all proper like just using common sense. And stop repeating that, man.
That's ignorance, bro.
That's not true, dog.
He was born Scipio the Younger. When he defeated Hannibal in the Second Punic War,
The Battle of Carthage.
in the Second Punic War,
He took on the name of
Hannibal,
an African general.
Yeah, African general. Africanus. Nus. The suffix nus denotes ownership of. I'm breaking down English to you to show you further than just
Don't
talking
never repeat
about
that no more around no learn people, bro.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. I'm not regurgitating misinformation.
All right, M. Darrell, tell me where I said that was misinformation. If it is and it's wrong, I say I was wrong.
We taught you.
Hold on, I ain't got no agenda. My agenda is the truth.
And
Go
we
ahead.
just taught you that he was born Scipio the Younger. That was his name. If you didn't know that, and you think he was born Scipio Africanus, you might have a point. But he wasn't born Scipio
What
Africanus.
truth you looking for? I mean,
See,
what's
you're not
the
listening. And right now your ego is hurt because you never heard this information, but it's the truth.
You just look. All you got to do is Google it.
Just Google it.
Publius
Public information.
Scipio Cornelius.
That
That
was
is
born.
who's going to come back as Scipio Africanus.
Africanus.
The same way his brother is Asiaticus.
Yeah, Asia, because they conquered Asia.
He beat what his name?
He didn't name Asia.
Attila, not Attila the Hun. What's the other dude named the Mongolian? What's his name?
Genghis
man.
Khan.
Genghis
Khan. One of them. He beat one of them. He took
They
it
have
out
no
of Asia.
archaeology proof. Where is that?
Y'all false claiming Africa. You false claiming being a Jew.
Say, dog, I'm African, dog.
Yeah,
This man, he took his DNA.
My name Shaddai at birth.
My name Kareem.
I know your name at birth. That means somebody in my family has some kind of ideology about the Swahili language
Say,
or Arabic.
they be funny with that. Hold on.
That man named Daniel Jenkins or something, man, in real life. Tomorrow he a Hebrew.
They wild as hell.
Man, not no false claiming, nothing.
No, tell me where is that?
Now, I don't know where the camera is. See if I can put this on there.
Mount Ararat.
Hold on. How we false claiming Africa, bro?
Can you see that?
Let me see if I can put it closer.
Put it closer to that for them.
What's this?
Those are my results that shows where my predominant ancestry comes from. I don't have no indigenous North American,
Nothing.
South
Thank you, brother.
American.
Thank you.
I have 7% European ancestry and 93% sub-Saharan African ancestry.
I see it.
This ain't just on Ancestry.com. I didn't take a 23andMe or any of the other tests that y'all be so strongly against. I've run my genetics through GEDmatch. I've run my genetics through Living DNA, and I personally do my own genealogy. See, that's the thing.
Mm-hmm.
I've been peeping game, and I'm seeing what a lot of y'all are doing. A lot of y'all are writing down names in there that you may not even be related to when you haven't fact checked to make sure that you're actually genetically related to those people. Y'all false claiming ancestry. You're stealing other people's ancestry trying to claim that it's you. Hey,
No, it ain't.
you can feel how you want to feel, but I tell you what, the 3 different tests that I've taken that are not associated with the same company all say the same thing. And not only do they say the same thing, but when I go through the history of the slave trade that occurred, it only verifies it. You go look up Stone Oak Rebellion in South Carolina. Believe it was 1739, led by an Angolan named Jimmy. 20 Angolans going along the way, gathering more and more people as they worked their way through the slave masters' plantations and quarters and did what they wanted. You can read the story to see more in detail of what I'm talking about. This is not no made up anything.
But these motherfuckers out here got a dog talking about, oh, my dog is a AKC Grand Champion bloodline. But you could do the dog bloodline, but you don't believe in your own bloodline.
He said Africa is a continent made up of 4 families. What family do you come from?
I ain't never heard no stupid shit.
I ain't never heard no shit like that.
Africa is a continent
It's a continent
made up
of
of
54
4 families,
countries.
54 countries, over 5,000 ethnic groups, and with the same amount of languages.
And some countries have like 1,000 different languages in one country.
Most definitely.
How can 4 families make up? Who teaching you this, bro?
Yeah,
Man,
regurgitating that bullshit, man.
Wow.
And then I'm gonna tell you again, slavery, the whole ideology of the transatlantic slave trade was to cut us off from our roots in Africa, man.
Not just that. Tell me
Damn,
this.
you keep
If we
asking that.
Hebrews, dog, why did not one person step off a slave ship saying they was Hebrew, knowing anything about the Hebrew Israelite, Yahshua, none of that shit, bro?
Not one.
Not one. Tell me why.
And if you say you're Indian, you gotta stand up and be. Why you had to go to church with your grandma if you say you're Indian then? If you're Indian, it ain't got nothing to do with no church. Let me say that again. If you're an Indian, it ain't got nothing to do with no church. Stop saying that. That come from Europe.
Nah, square business. Square business.
That's what they y'all that.
Look into. I know that you're adverse to looking into this information because the white man wrote it. But let me tell you something. The only white man science is racism.
That's the only science.
That's the only science that he created. So if you go through anything historical and you see these racist connotations about black people or African people, that's who created that. And you not doing no better by continuing that propaganda, trying to spread it as if our people are just some backward savages. And that's the problem. If there's so much savagery going on, how were they coming to our continent to be taught and be learned?
And why they burned our libraries down, man? Aristotle and Plato and all of them, they took knowledge from us, man. That's our knowledge, man. We knew about astrology and shit.
People don't know that we outnumber everybody on the planet.
Darrell Thomas said, the largest slave port in West Africa, so many of our ancestors were stolen from and was labeled the kingdoms of Judah.
1747 map of Africa.
You're talking about a place called Ouida in Benin.
In
They
Benin.
mispronounced it's Judah.
They mispronounced that. Come on, man. You know who you talking to, man?
That was in Benin. It was called Ouida.
So, okay, and then if you're talking about Benin, let's look at the Aja, the Fan, and the Ewe. These are the people that end up being taken to New Orleans, the Carolinas,
Yep.
Haiti. So you ever wonder why some of these same retentions find themselves among specific groups of people? This is why.
And why you sound like these people?
This man just typed in my chat. Said, I hope your fingers fall off, typing some shit like this here. This man said, Harriet Tubman was an Israelite.
She said she was an Israelite.
Okay, what did?
Why she mad at her?
Stop. Israelite is not a race. You choose as a religion, you choose. You choose to follow Judaism. You choose to be a follower of Torah. It's not a race, bro.
Not a race.
What the Israelites was at out there when they was getting bit by dogs? And
It's not a race.
Beat by police. I ain't hear nobody screaming.
So what good telling me she probably was a Presbyterian too.
Paleo-Hebrew script has been found in various places in the Igbo territories of Nigeria. And that's probably true because this
Man,
man,
most ISUBK said they're not African, so miss me with that.
Yeah.
Tell him, Ruben, tell him shut up.
Tell him shut up, Ruben.
Tell him, Ruben.
Tell him
You ain't no Africans, you better tell
See,
him.
this is confusion between the Hebrew Israelites right on our post.
I'm glad.
One of them saying they're African, the other one saying they ain't African. That's the confusion between them two right there.
No, he just said Israel is an African brethren. No, they're not.
No, they're not.
ISUPK said the African is their enemy. See, that's the problem. See, gotcha.
Gotcha.
Look at
you
Gotcha,
laughing. No, Ruben. Tell them they not
tell them.
Tell them you love your African brothers.
Tell them you love your African brother. Tell them.
Uh-huh.
See, M.
Gotcha.
Barrow? See what I'm telling you?
Gotcha, bitch.
You can't go to the barbecue, man.
Yeah,
You can't go to the barbecue.
if you're African.
See, and that's wild, because see, a lot of them, they don't realize that a lot of y'all stem from this group called the Royal Order of Ethiopian Hebrews.
Yeah.
And the person that founded it was from the Caribbean.
Exactly.
See how these different ideologies become mixed together, and then when different groups and sectors of people, they take it. That's why from the different Israelite camps to the different Moors to there is no singular identity amongst any of our groups of people.
Exactly.
We may fall in the aspect where we have this one point we agree on, or multiple points we agree on. Let's say we agree on 90%.
Yeah.
That other 10% is where wild shit occurred.
Yep.
Know what I'm saying? That's where it typically ends up happening. If, let's say, we all in agreement, but like what y'all brought up earlier, like, okay, if you say you this, then that means that you believe in this, and this.
Exactly.
That's in that 10%.
Yeah. Yeah. That's facts.
At the end of the day, man, listen. The only thing that makes sense for us is black liberation, Pan-Africanism.
That's
bro.
it.
That's the best one. And you can keep
That's
all
it.
the rest of your stuff with you.
Keep your religion, man. Love your Yahweh. Love your Allah. Love all that. That's cool.
And the
That's
Hebrew
fine.
and all that, but this is the best thing for us as a people.
You seen the white dudes walking down somewhere in Ohio waving their flag saying, fuck the niggers. Fuck the nigger. You
I
saw him?
seen that.
And then you notice they be masked up because
So some shit pop
some
off.
of them married to a black person.
Yeah.
best friend
Some
of
of them
one.
police. Some of them judges, lawyers.
Yeah.
And some shit pop off, you think he gonna come kill a nigga or a Hebrew or FBA or Abo or Native American or, somebody that been here? Nah, they coming for you, black man.
You say, look, Floyd, you said black people are the Hebrew Israelites and are God's chosen people. Why weren't we at the table when the Roman Catholic Church was voting on and completing the books of the Bible? That's a good goddamn question.
Square business.
That's a good goddamn question. Man, chill out. We got the truth from Albert Vivens. He got it from a slave from Florida.
What happened to Albert Bivens?
What happened to Albert Vivens, bro?
What happened to him? Watch this, y'all. What happened to Albert Bivens? I read a book on him. I want to see if you know or you just regurgitating what you said. Don't Google it. What happened to Albert Bivens?
Most likely, girls will tell you something he said, man. You know what I'm saying? See, the topic, was we was talking about earlier. We was talking about the big 9-second line where the tragedy happened where 13 people got shot and 2 people got unalive. You know what I'm saying? But it went into speaking on why we need to organize and unify and identify ourselves on some kind of tight common ground.
We gotta be on the same ground, bro.
Yeah.
We gotta be on the same. We gotta be on code. We call it getting on code and stand on.
Get on code. Get on code in that chat, man. If y'all in here, man, get on code, man.
Nah, for real. And the coldest part is every time we make moves towards getting on code, these delineative identity crises
Come
occur.
up.
Yes.
Like,
But hold on, before you say that, I don't mean to cut you off.
That's where we got on trick ass.
Hold on. Yeah, that's how we got on trick ass for number one. But Where was the indigenous Americans in the 60s and the 50s when we was marching and we was getting hit with bricks?
getting lynched
Where
and
was
all
the
that.
indigenous Americans then? Why were they standing up and what their fight was?
Oh, what was the niggas that said I'm American then? They were waving the American flag then.
Where was y'all at?
Where was y'all at, bro?
And you know, and I think that there may be small instances where we had people who you would consider allies in a fight, right?
Right.
But it wasn't in mass. So my question is, just like the question you just posed, my question is, where were the Native Americans then saying, hey,
this our people y'all messing up.
Right. Because you know what it is? Those folks was going through y'all ancestry and y'all genealogy, realizing that some of your ancestors was owned and they were only deemed as property of those nations that they were a part of.
And we ask them that all the time.
Choctaw, Chickasaw,
All on slaves. They all on slaves.
Cherokee, what's the other one? Muskogee, Seminoles as well. But the difference is a few of those groups didn't participate in the slavery aspect.
Right. Like the Seminoles for the
right.
most part.
Yeah, you know what they did? They was buying their people back.
Yeah.
They were buying slaves, and that was their family members they was buying.
Yeah.
So they was like, well, they were participating, not really. They were buying their family members back, dog, this and that type of shit. But this is my thing right here, bro. You know, he asked us, he has the question right here. We need to unite under a real culture and not an ideology. No, you got it backwards. We need to unite under ideology. The culture exists already.
We can't do nothing about that.
The culture already exists.
Yeah.
We got to have the same ideology like Marcus Garvey had.
Yeah.
Where they ran from, Darryl? Darryl said in this book called The Great Roman Jewish War, 66 to 70, he writes, millions of Jews fled into Africa, among other places, fleeing from Roman persecution and starvation during the siege, 70 AD.
Let me handle that, Rob. I got a perfect answer for that. Listen, bro. The people you told me that's Jewish, they was African people. They choose the Jewish faith. See, what you fella realize is, but the Jews now that they have right now in Israel, the motherfucking evil Jews right now, they made themselves out of a race.
Yeah.
Like they're a certain race of, we Jewish because we follow this Jewish culture. That's not a race of people either. Them motherfuckers European, dog.
Mm-hmm.
See what I'm trying to tell you? They're European. My teacher, Dr. Ben, said, I grew up in the shit. He said his dad and his mama was Jews.
It's bullshit.
They were black Jews. You know, he said, bullshit. Your ass ain't shit.
Yeah, shit.
And he grew up in Africa, dog. He telling you what it is.
Yeah.
That's what you choose, but it's not really. The bloodline is biblical, though, but scientific, that's not a real bloodline.
And Darryl, ideology don't lead to religion, bro. I just explained to you. The ideology of Pan-Africanism don't have nothing to do with religion.
Marcus Garvey was a Catholic.
Marcus Garvey was Catholic. Carter Woodson was
we always
Christian.
say on here. It's about what we always say on all of us getting on code.
Getting on code, man. Period.
Come on, man.
I don't sit, bro. Personally, I don't care about your religion, my dude.
That ain't about no damn religion.
These conversations come up because you want to have a conversation about the truth. I have a conversation about the truth what can be proven. I don't have no conversation about what nobody believes.
No, it don't lead to no damn religion.
No, it don't lead to religion, man.
Religion would keep us separated.
Yeah, that would make the people say, if you don't accept Jesus Christ as Lord and Savior, he ain't your brother.
Man. Yeah.
Oh, that's the problem.
Oh,
He
some
ain't
shit.
gonna win because he for the devil.
Oh, some shit pop off. Man, the Lord wanted. They didn't went that away. That's what you gonna put God in it.
Yeah,
and you gonna tell on us. You know.
Religion is used as a tool that brings people together based on the perception of a common shared ideal. That's really the whole basis of it. These people they building themselves. They're building a relationship based on faith to determine how they are going to deal with one another. That's what it's based on.
Yeah.
But like when you say an ideology and a religion is kind of similar. The only difference is most ideologies don't have one exclusive book with the rules and details in it.
right.
And not just that, but listen, if we got one God, bro, how come we got all these different religions? And then in one side religion, you're a Christian, you're a Methodist, you're a Episcopal, Baptist, spiritual, what else they got? Pentecostal. You got Islam, you go to Islam, you got Shiites, you got Sunni, you got Orthodox, Unorthodox. Then you go to Hebrew, you got ISUPK, UPK. You know, all this different shit, but one God, bro. That should tell you something right there. And I'm not saying I don't believe in nothing higher than us, but I'm just saying, bro, look, religion is supposed to be between you and your God.
Yeah.
It comes out of Black liberation, Pan-Africanism, the people come first. And you can't love no God you never seen before more than you love your people. And I'm sorry if I hurt some feelings, bro. That's just the facts.
That's just what it is.
Explain. DNA study done by the Center of Genetic Anthropology and the University College London. The DNA test confirmed that the study means that the Limba tribe are Jews. Limba means non-African. I'm gonna bust your head right here, man. I'm telling you, man, we live in the information age. You can find shit out real quick.
The Limba's not non-African.
They're
Where
not
you get that
non-African.
from?
They which is native of South Africa, bro.
Now, how they non-African?
How
How
they
they
non-African?
non-African if they're from South Africa?
See, I gotta lower my vibration when you write down shit like this, dog, in here, bro.
Mozambique, Zimbabwe. Those the people you talking about, bro? Or that's somebody else that you made up in your little book?
Rossful Lion said, I've been learning about Garvey since I was a little boy. All our family reunions, we had to
them too, dog.
Yeah,
we had to recite different African words and was always African theme. And I'm from New Orleans. Man, we African people, man.
African people, bro.
Look, put it like this here, bro. Anybody that think anything different, they gotta do some more studying, some more learning, bro.
Let me give you a example of ideology, like the way that we think. Again, and y'all don't have to admit this, but when you pour out a little liquor for your dead loved ones, that's the African tradition. It's called pouring out libations. It's called pouring libations.
That's what that is, bro.
When we celebrate death and dance with the coffin, Africans do that. So I'm speaking on my culture specifically right now. The things that we eat, like we eat rice with everything. They do that, eat rice with everything out here in Texas too.
Stewed tomatoes and
Stewed
everything.
tomatoes, that's
Stewed
African.
tomatoes.
That's African culture, man. You understand what I'm saying?
We eat rice with everything in New Orleans,
Yeah,
dog.
man.
That's African
When they
shit.
say look it up, bro. I just did.
He just
Where
looked it
I
up.
got that from?
That's what he just read to you.
The fuck?
Say,
You need to look it up.
Man,
I
this
just
is
did
crazy.
it on live for you, right then and there.
That's crazy.
nah, for real.
And then you use Bantu. Look where that come from, man. God damn it. You could keep coming up name after name. You need to do some damn
Jambalaya is jollof rice with shrimp.
Yeah,
Exactly.
Nah, it's
And the Gullah Geechee. The
red
Gullah
rice.
Geechee people. They have red rice, and that shit it's just like jambalaya.
Man, I just did a simple Google search. The Limba are a Bantu-speaking ethnic group in Southern Africa who claim Jewish ancestry.
That's it.
They claim Jewish ancestry.
Ancestry.
But the truth of the matter is,
and got it for real where they came from. South Africa, the countries in South Africa they came from, all the way down the line. So
Because a lot of different ethnic groups on the continent claim different things, but that
just like we do now.
that go back to when we was talking about who oppressed a group of people or who introduced certain concepts to a group of people.
and that's why you got to study African history and know that they had a Islamic slave trade that lasted 1,200 years in
Before
Africa.
the transatlantic
I mean,
slave trade.
in Africa.
Right.
That's why a lot of Africans became Muslims. A lot of them, like the Sudan, a lot of them are Muslim countries because they was conquered by them.
Say, Darryl, if you're not African, can I ask you what you are, my brother? Can I ask you what you are? What do you identify as? Like the Moors. And see, that's another thing too now. I'm going to tell you about the magician that came out with the Circle 7 Quran.
Uh-oh.
And he said, it's for the lovers and believers of Jesus Christ.
The magician,
Now, let me tell you what kind of Moor he said you are. He says that you are the Moabites. Do y'all know who the Moabites are?
no, they don't.
I'm going to tell y'all who the Moabites are. The Moabites are the offspring of when Lot got drunk and his daughters rolled his dick and got pregnant and had the babies. That's the Moabites. If you want to claim that lying-ass, ancestral, incesting-ass motherfucking bloodline, that's on you. That's on you. We ain't no goddamn Moabites. Get up out of here, man.
That's my thing. Why everything but African, huh?
Yeah, you know what it is? It come out of a time frame, like, because we got to think about this. Not the first time in history where our people are having this conversation.
Right.
It's just now it's on the internet.
Right,
So it's
right.
more people could live this
Right,
conversation.
right.
Like, we can go back to the what's that, American Colonization Society?
Yeah.
When they were sending them to Monrovia in Liberia.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
had groups probably like, man, I ain't going to Africa. I ain't
Yeah.
never been there, don't know. But
Right.
that was the issue.
That was
That was the issue.
Right.
And it was also being used because I was reading on Martin Delaney. He was talking about how he wasn't really in favor of it, mainly because, like, this is y'all picking this spot.
Yeah.
Let's
Right.
think about it.
I won't go where I
Y'all
want to go.
don't know where
Oh,
you
no.
took us
Right.
from, so you pick a place of designated land and
That
drop us
benefits
off.
you.
That
So
benefits you.
when you go into your Google searches, type in the Americans that are in Liberia and see where those people say their ancestry comes from. Those are the people that, if you want to say who descends from us,
Yeah.
these are the people that we probably share relations with.
Yeah,
Like
anybody.
my Mende ancestry says it comes out of Sierra Leone.
Yeah.
Right.
So I wouldn't be surprised if I had an ancestor or two that decided to take that trip.
And that's why it's so far spread. Because
Mhm.
of that. You know what I'm saying? Exactly.
So they be thinking that this shit be lying. Like, bro, science ain't got a lot on you.
I got to read these comments.
Hey man, this shit mad.
M. Darrell said, Israel is my nation and Judah is my tribe.
For sure.
Okay, I ain't even going to argue with you. If you think you can't even go to Israel.
They'll hang you upside down.
They'll stone you to death.
Yeah, stone you to
But
death.
go ahead, you from Israel. Roscoe Lyons said, my daddy said the original man originated in Africa. So that means everybody originated from Africa. What y'all thought? That movie was lying? That's science, bro.
Yeah, that's science.
That science says that.
That ain't what the twins say.
Science says that, bro.
Look,
Where
this
the
dude
man
say,
originated, but every person didn't evolve in those spaces.
Exactly. That's
That's
why
what I be trying to tell people. You don't get it. Don't think when people say everybody came from there, meaning they just.
that don't mean that a Chinese man walked out of the goddamn Sudan.
yeah,
Right.
Nah,
See,
they
he was
into that.
he was melanated, and
Thousands
when
of
he
years.
went, just like anything in nature, he adapted to his environment.
exactly.
He lost his melanin, his hair got straight,
Yeah,
his eyes got slanted.
yeah.
You know, he adapted to his environment.
Like
So when
any
you get
animal
those-
would do.
So when you find those dark skinned ones, they mostly older.
Yeah,
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
right.
So they kept you know what I'm saying?
Dudes say, no one in Africa refers to themselves as Africans. So who do you identify, brother?
That's a lie.
Well, do you identify as a North American when they say, where you from? I'm from North America. You don't say that. You say, I'm from Houston, I'm from New Orleans, or I'm from Whoop-de-Wop.
I'm from LA.
So that's a stupid question. Nobody's going to identify as, like, if somebody asks me,
Their
I'm from,
country.
where you from? I'm not going to say I'm from North America.
So, dig, look at it like this. If you come from a city and you stayed on the north, south, east, and west sides of that city, and someone says, where you from? You're going to say, I'm from the whole spot.
Yeah, the whole spot.
So if my ancestry comes from all over the place, I'd be lying to you. And I feel like that's what they want.
Yeah,
They
they
want you
that.
to say
Yeah.
one specific
No,
place.
what he's saying is, he's saying that Africans don't say that they African. That's what he's trying to say.
Right.
He's trying to say they say I'm Nigerian
Right.
or I'm Kenyan or I'm.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
just like.
But guess what? Hold on, let me say this here. Let me tell you how stupid that is. Yeah, they might say I'm Kenyan or I'm Nigerian, but ask them if they're African, they gonna say yeah every fucking time.
Every time.
So you African say yeah I'm African. I'm just happen to be Nigerian.
Yeah.
And most of them will tell you they from Africa if they believe that you don't know where their countries
Right?
are.
Yeah.
They'll tell you that.
And then they want to explain to you, I'm from Botswana or I'm from Rwanda. They might say, I'm from Africa. And just leave it at that.
Yep.
And that's just like us. I'm from uptown.
Yeah.
I ain't gotta say I'm from out the Magnolia. I ain't
Yeah,
gotta tell you
Terry
all
Walk,
this
yeah.
old side. I ain't gotta tell you all that. I'm
Yeah.
from New Orleans.
Yeah,
Fuck
man.
you.
Yeah, I'm
You
from
know?
New Orleans.
Yeah, so that's the truth. And Darryl, identify as an American African, bro. I already told you that. The African being the noun. What kind of African?
I'm an American African.
American African.
I was born here, but my lineage and my bloodline and my race is African.
Period. That's all that means.
American is my nationality because I was born here.
Yeah.
Right, that's a nationality.
That's the nationality. That's not my race.
And then the
That's
Chevelle
why they
said,
ask you on the goddamn
look,
everything you got. to
America
sign.
don't have one race.
Application, what they ask you? What your, you know what I'm saying?
America don't have one race. They
What
really
your
do got one
ethnicity
race.
is.
They really do got one race. We can't see that. We so blind. We think we're
we
American.
think it's two races.
And that's the craziest part because you so American, but you have to make a distinction on what type of American you are.
Right.
That's
You
crazy.
gotta say you a black American because if you just say you American, they gonna look at you and say you not no Yankee.
Yeah, you ain't no Yankee.
Like where your
See,
people from?
But see, that's a talking point that this anti-African shit always brings. Say, Darryl, you ain't the first person to say this here.
Yeah.
All these shit is anti-African, dog. Look, the Moors, anti-African, dog. The Hebrew Israelites, anti-African, dog. Indigenous people, anti-African. FBA, and all this shit is anti-African, dog.
That's
That's
to teach you
Just how
something.
you explain that to Darryl, bro. You, that's practicing and accepting of religion, bro.
Judaism.
That's it.
That's it. There's not no people.
But there's I operate with brothers from Africa. They always claim their country, not the continent. Well, when somebody asks me where I'm from, I claim my city, not the state.
It's just like Christians
Right.
are Christians.
I'm not
Catholics
saying.
are Catholics and Jews are fucking Jews.
What I'm saying is, it's not that I don't claim my state, but when that's where I'm from, they're gonna name my city. That don't mean I don't claim the state. I don't claim America. That don't mean
All right,
that.
after you say from Nigeria, say, well, are you an African? You say, hell yeah, I'm African.
He's not gonna say he's not African. You telling the half truth and you being disingenuous with that.
You trying to get on a slippery slope.
Yeah, that's a slippery slope because them people is not gonna say they not African. They're gonna say, well, I don't have to say that because I'm from Nigeria.
Is it Nigeria in Africa?
They might remind you that Africa has 54 countries, so I just can't say I'm African. I am African, of course, but I am from Nigeria.
Like
They
I
might
wouldn't-
tell you just
like
like
you ask me where
that.
I'm from. I go to this. Say if I go to Amsterdam, somebody say, "Where you from?" I'm not gonna say I'm from America.
North America.
I'm from North America. I'm gonna say no. I'm from New Orleans. I'm from Louisiana.
Yeah. I'm from the States.
Yeah, I'm from the States. I'm not gonna say I'm from America.
North America.
I'm from America.
Nobody gonna say that. That's how silly that sound, man.
They gonna take you. No, I'm from Louisiana, bro.
Because nobody's being disingenuous with this, and I think that that's the misconception. It's like no one is making any assumptions of like a false sense of unity amongst all of Africa.
Yeah.
Right.
We have an understanding as Pan-Africans that Pan-Africanism is about the diaspora. It's about at home and abroad. That
Everybody.
means that if you are a person of African descent, we share a common
Like everybody
factor.
else.
Right.
I was in Jamaica one time. I went to Dunn's Rivers Falls. They had a guy. He was Mexican. He said, when I say Mexican, but he speak Jamaican. He's Jamaican, born there.
Mm-hmm.
He said, I'm Jamaican, but you right.
Right.
You know what he
Still
is?
Mexican though.
You know what he is?
He acknowledged that.
Ain't nothing but a nigga won't be something else,
You know
man.
what I'm saying? I was like, see? Because
The
he couldn't give me, he could lie to me, bitch. I know I can see, bitch.
for real.
They don't make you.
Darryl, we need to do some more study, bro. That's all.
They don't make that kind here, man.
You gotta do some more study, brother. That's all.
The hyphenated people from all over the world, you'll find some very odd mixtures.
Right.
You like Lupita Nyong'o. This is a Kenyan Mexican.
Mhm.
She's Kenyan because both of her parents are from Kenya, but
Yeah.
she's Mexican because she was born in Mexico.
Exactly.
That's
It's
it.
like Kamala tell you, she's Asian, South. What?
South
Well,
Asian
see,
descent.
I kind of got a contention with that because even though Giannis Antetokounmpo was born in Greece, both his parents are African. He's still African.
Mhm.
No, they know that.
Well, I'm just talking about like how someone would claim, like how
Yeah.
they would present their nationality.
nationality.
Okay.
Like he's a Nigerian Greek.
Oh wait, Darryl, if you've been studying this as long as me, why would you say that Cyprian Africanus named Africa? Why would you say they found the Ark in Mount Iraq? That ain't true, man. You can type in Snopes,
Yeah.
and Snopes will tell you that's fake.
That's bullshit. You on here spitting like
That shit was in the National Enquirer, man.
yeah, the shit that you in front of the street and when you coming out of ATB or coming out of the supermarket, that shit, the Star magazine or something. That's what that shit come from.
Yeah, man.
Stop it, man.
We don't need no more liquor store scholarship, man.
That's
Like,
we call that
on,
liquor
man.
store scholarship. Bro, you talking about you been studying. You ain't been studying as long as me. You regurgitating bullshit that been debunked 15, 20 years ago.
But hold on. See, this is why I give y'all know I start right here. When you go sit in these numbers here, 1400s and 1700s. What the fuck happened before that?
right.
Exactly.
Give me the info before that.
See, this is the thing. This is the thing that they don't that gets them with that Deuteronomy shit, right? The scripture says that you will be bought and changed and sold on ships to a land that is not yours, and nobody will buy you.
Mhm.
All you niggas got bought, nigga.
Mhm.
But see, what happened was that was before us. That shit had already happened already.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But I'm saying that's the scripture they want to use. But if they
Jesus
wanna use
said
that,
all these things already came to pass already.
He did.
The famine, the this and
Yeah.
that, it came to pass.
And they think it's coming.
But the world end when you die, bro.
And see, when you
And it's just your world.
Yo, Think Twice podcast.
Hey, what's up, man? This is Mike David, man. What's going on, man?
What's up, Mike David? What's happening?
Let me.
Say, but let me ask you a question. What? I'm gonna ask you the question. What race would you consider you guys?
What race?
Yeah, what race you would consider you guys?
Well, I'm something new because I was taken from my land, but I'll come leading here, so I would identify as an American African.
I mean, you can't be.
African is my race. I'm black. I'm African.
African.
What
Black.
race are you?
I'm
Black.
black.
Not African. African, not a race.
Black.
That's not
I'm
a
black.
race.
I'm black.
Black, not a race.
I'm black. What you
That's not a
mean?
race.
Well, what you mean, bro? Who says
That's
that's not a race?
There's three races, bro. Negro, Mongoloid.
Negro means black.
African by definition.
That's-
Negro is African.
that's not
That's
That's
the
not-
race.
Stop. Negro is Spanish for black. That's all Negro
A
is.
little bit if you let me talk, bro.
Negro, you talking bullshit.
Y'all can look it up yourself.
This
Fuck
is-
what he's
this is
talking
fact.
about.
This is all
Negro
fact,
by
bro.
African.
those are racist. Those are racist classifications.
Race is not really a real thing.
Hold up. First of all,
Race is a man.
first of all, race is a social construct. For number one,
man created.
I identify as being an African. That's where my ancestors come from. I'm a part of the original man. I'm the baddest motherfucker on the planet. I'm the original man. I'm the son of soil. I'm the first motherfucker here. That's my ancestors.
let me ask.
Claim anything else you want to claim.
And let me say that before you go forward. Let me say one more thing. Negro by definition is an African. Y'all look it up. Don't take my word for
Right,
it.
fact, let me pull it
Hold
up.
up. Don't take my word for it. Don't take Mike David word for it. Look it up right now for yourself. Negro by definition is an African. Look it up.
Race is a
Social construct.
construct. And it's based off your characteristics, your physical characteristics.
Mhm.
So they base that off your skin color, of course.
And your feet,
You know what I'm saying?
your features.
Come on, man. That's what this is about. That's what race is. So you can't ask nobody what their race is. So you gonna say I'm in the
Man,
black
that
race.
do not answer because he's not ready to have that kind of conversation.
Right, bro. This is 2024. I'm not finna sit up here.
Negro is a black
and say
person.
I'm Negro. We got
Right.
past that already.
Yeah.
bro.
Yeah. Negro is a black person. Negro is a black person.
Let me say one.
Negro is a black person.
Yeah,
Related to black
Can I say
people.
one thing?
Negro is relating to black people, a black person.
they threw
No,
that
that's
word out.
not true. I'm about to show you how. I'm about to put it all together for you.
It's Spanish.
You
It's
talking
Spanish.
to
What
me,
this problem
man.
I
Come
told
on,
you
man.
it's
Talking to me.
Spanish.
I'm gonna put this together for you.
I got the etymology in front of me.
Where was the Negro before Spain and Portugal came?
Yeah,
to
'cause that's a Latin word, man.
The Spain and the Portugal people was Negroid. Y'all don't know that.
He said he got black
Do
Europeans.
research.
Black
Let me say this.
Now,
Let me say this.
now,
Can I
because-
say this? Let me talk.
No,
Let me
he's
say
talking about.
this.
He said King James was black.
That invaded Morocco and all
Let
that.
me say
that
one
ain't
thing,
changed
man.
the whole
Just let me say
population.
one
Hell
thing.
no.
Can I say one thing?
He said King James
Can
was
I
black.
say-
Okay.
Can I say one
One of
thing?
them.
Can I say one thing?
Go ahead, bro.
You guys gonna let me talk? Just let me say one thing,
Let me
man.
say-
You always let me say one thing. You keep talking and over talking. That's why I hang up on you, bro.
Go ahead, Mike.
Go ahead, Mike.
Let me say this to y'all, bro. Just listen to me, bro. Y'all my brothers. This is what I want y'all to do. Y'all hear me right now?
Don't tell
Hello?
me to look up nothing.
Come on, man. Go ahead, bro.
Let me say that right. You're not thinking, man. Use your head. Negroid and Caucasoid and Mongoloid are the races. Africa is not a race. This is how. Elon Musk is from Africa. He's not black. His race is
He's not from there.
Because he's
from Africa.
He's Dutch.
He
He was born there. He's Dutch.
Use your head.
He was born there. He's Dutch.
You talking about nationality.
Yeah, he talking about
Let's talk
nationality.
about nationality. You missing nationality with race.
He African American and he Caucasoid. That's what I'm trying to say. You're not thinking, man.
He's not that. He's
You're not
Dutch.
thinking, man. The man is African.
See,
So
I had this conversation with him before. Let me tell you what he's trying to say again. And this is how I know the nigga don't study or learn anything. He said that Elon Musk, because he was born in Africa, is more African than we are.
How if he practiced Dutch culture?
How, if his genealogy gonna go back to the Dutch?
Right.
See, we born in America, but my culture, my style, my food, my learning is gonna be from black people.
Mm-hmm.
You understand what I'm saying?
And I think that's the biggest part that folks is missing. We keep asking where did this come from? How did this people get here? Okay, look at this. The term Caucasian is typically used and referred to for white people, right?
Yep.
But North Africans get classified
As
as
white.
Caucasian.
Yeah, they
Right.
do. They
Because
do.
Caucasian don't mean white.
No,
You see what I'm saying?
it's
Right.
named for the geographical area. That's where that started from.
Right. So
Yeah,
when
they
you
ain't
bringing
wrong.
down Caucasoid, Negroid, and Mongoloid, first of all, that only then branches off into 3 groups of people.
Right.
Right. They got other groups.
Like they ain't got
Come
no
on
more
now.
groups.
They got other groups.
But
What about the Arab? What he is then?
Yeah,
So the Arab and the Asian the same? The Arab and the Chinese the same?
yeah, that shit's crazy.
The black and the white the same? That's 4 right there.
Yeah, that's
That's
right.
4.
Yeah,
Because look, Japanese don't look like fucking Filipinos.
exactly.
See what I'm saying? Brazilians don't look like motherfucking Jamaicans.
Koreans don't look like Chinese.
Not just that, though. Look, over a period of time, we're calculating in so many things, and we can't use these old definitions and meanings in context of what we is today.
Exactly.
We can't do it.
Mm-hmm.
We not buying the truth hurts though, Boogie. Your man ain't coming with no truth. This man trying to tell us that Elon Musk, because he was born in Africa, is more African than what we are.
But see, that's a problem that our people have because
Yeah.
we quick to say based on where a person grew up. It's like, okay, this white boy grew up in the hood with us. He can say nigga. No, he can't.
Well, put it like fuck no. Put it like this. Don't answer that. Put it like this, bro. If me and my wife, if I was married, go live in Japan,
You in the service?
and I'm in the military, we go live in Japan, and we have a baby in Japan,
That boy Japanese.
my baby is not Japanese. How?
I mean by nationality.
By
By
nationality.
nationality,
Right, but your baby's still black.
but he's still African.
For sure.
He's just born over there. So put it like this, what would make my baby more Japanese than the person that's from Japan? If you're gonna say he's Japanese, even if by nationality,
He using the Elon Musk
I mean
narrative.
the Elon Musk analogy. What would make my child born by 2 Africans more Japanese than people that's been living here and born here? He shouldn't even be in the same category as the people, man. So that's what he's trying to say about Elon Musk. He's more African because he was born there. That's fucking ridiculous, man.
That man is Dutch, man.
And you talking about this man don't answer the phone because he ain't making no sense.
Like, do you
And you think he got
did
something
you-
to say?
Do you know anything about apartheid?
Yeah.
No, he don't.
No,
see what I'm saying?
He don't. He don't
He
know
said
nothing
Elon
about
race
that.
is white. He used to call him the boy.
The same nigga told us King James was black. You talking about I ain't answering the
Hey,
phone.
bro, listen to me right here. I'm gonna say this slow, bro, so we can understand this. But y'all, my brother, I'm gonna say this slow. I'm gonna say this slow so you can understand.
Man,
this.
go ahead and say what you got to say,
Yeah,
man.
you taking up all our time, man.
Elon Musk nationality is African.
Yes, it is.
Yes, it
His
is.
race
Yeah.
Because he was born there.
He was born there.
Just like our nationality is American. We understand that.
That's easy to understand. His race is
Dutch.
his race is Caucasoid, bro. His nationality is African, bro. That's easy to understand.
That's
bro.
not his nationality.
Don't make
That's
it
not his nationality. You
difficult.
trying to keep
It's not,
sliding?
bro.
Say,
It's
bro,
not
listen.
difficult, bro.
Look up the word Africaneer, and then
It's
that'll
not
tell you
That's what he
exactly
is.
what he is.
He's
Yeah.
African
He's
near.
a
That's what
Dutch
he
South
is.
African.
African is not a race.
He's
It's
an
a country
Africaneer, bro.
52 continents, man.
He's an
It's a
Africaneer.
continent with 54 countries, man.
Man, look
It's
here.
not a race.
Look here. I'm of African. I'm a black man of African descent. Is what I am.
Think Africa is a race.
Okay, it's not a race. Okay, yeah, you're right. Okay, Africa not a race. Africa not a race. Africa not a race.
There's three races, man. Mongoloid, Caucasoid, and Negroid.
Says who?
And to
Says who?
answer
Says who?
To answer your question, Japanese, Chinese, they fall under the Mongoloid.
I know that.
category,
We
bro.
know that.
I know that.
Sit back and teach a class on this.
So
bro.
who the
Let me know
Australians
y'all
fall
ready to
under?
Who the Australians fall under?
Let me know.
Who the Australians fall under?
Who the
Australians fall under?
See, that's why I hang up on this nigga.
Who the Australians fall under? That's what I thought.
You heard me.
What you
It's
say,
one
Steve?
race, man, the human race, man.
That's it.
Another
Race is a
another
social
thing,
construct. That's all that is, bro.
That boy
What
say-
you talking
that boy
about
say-
is a social construct.
All the Indian culture in New Orleans, what
The
Indian
reason
culture?
why the human race is the only race because all of us got the same features as a human being.
I mean, we say American African. That's what we say.
Yeah,
not-
I'm
that's
an
not
American
classified
African.
Like that.
That's what I am.
It can't be classified like that because
By who?
Africa is not a race.
Is it not a place?
Nationality, man.
The nationality is
They
American.
really got 7 if you want count and do a number
I
count.
mean, like we talking about what people have the autonomy to call themselves when you got a group of people calling themselves based after their faith.
Exactly.
I mean, that's kind of a
Ain't that some
bogus
crazy
claim to
shit?
kind of make.
Right.
Like you can be a Jew.
But I can't be African. I can't be African. Ain't that some crazy shit?
What do they call people from Jerusalem?
American Indian
Jews.
or Alaskan Native,
In your faith?
Asian, Black, African American, Hispanic, Latino, Native Hawaiian, other Pacific
Yeah, what
Islanders,
Hawaiians is,
white.
man?
That's like 7 goddamn races right there.
Let me tell y'all this, man. I said it earlier, I'm going to say it again. No matter what race you are, the majority of your people is going to be most populated in their place of origin. Okay? That means the most Mexicans, no matter where they are in the world, the most population of Mexicans is going to be in Mexico. The most population of Australia is going to be in Australia. The most population of Chinese is going to be in China. Except for us. When it comes to us, we just in America. 13% of this motherfucker, maybe 15, 16% now. Most of our people are in Africa, man.
Say, bro, look here. Up like in
Period.
1785.
Let me get gangster right quick. Let me get gangster right
Start
fast.
calling people Caucasian and shit.
Let me get gangster right quick. Fuck what you want to identify with, nigga. When this shit pop off, we gotta draw a motherfucking line in the sand, nigga. So who the fuck you rocking with? The indigenous motherfucking Indians or us? The ones that jumping out shooting in the fucking back and shooting in our hands and shit. Let's make it that simple. Coward ass nigga. No, I don't want to talk, man. I don't want to talk about trying to talk about what we supposed to be. What the fuck we gonna do? Let's talk about that. You African, but the people over there don't claim you. Not all of them.
Yeah.
Again, Africa's 54 countries. Stop saying that. That's ignorance.
I mean,
So what is the 4, 5, funky 6, 7, 8 mustard motherfuckers you met that had a bad attitude? Everybody never ain't like that, man.
Like I hate that argument, bro. Because it's not.
Nice, we talking, bro. You can't get sick, bro. You need your own show, bro. Yeah. You keep calling, you keep talking, bro.
And most who make that argument never met one that told them that.
Let me say this. I heard y'all ask a question who Hawaiians is, right?
We know who Hawaiians is.
I was
You
telling
say
you,
Australians.
Y'all know who the Rock is, right? Let me say this to you. Let me break this down. You know who the Rock is, right?
Yeah, he mixed. Before you open your mouth, he's Samoan.
Hold on, I'm finna tell you.
He's Samoan and black. Samoan and black.
You know his daddy, Rocket Johnson, right?
Yep.
You know his grandfather, the great Chief Peter Maivia, who he got a wrestling name after Rocket Maivia.
Yeah, his mama's side. On the mama's side. Mama's side.
Those people are Negritos, bro. That's underneath the classification of a Negroid, bro. That's the people from the Polynesian, Melanesian islands, like Troy Polamalu. His descendants are from Negroids.
Samoa.
He's He's a Negrito, bro. You could do
From
the
Samoa.
research, bro.
Say, bro.
The people from
Let
the
me ask you
islands,
this.
the people
I got a
from
question
the
for you,
islands,
Mike.
all
I got
the
a question for
Melanated
you.
Polynesians, all
I got
the
a question
islands,
for you. I got a
those
question
people
for
are
you.
Negritos,
See, that's why you
but
can't
they're
talk.
That's
Negritos.
why I can't talk. You
That's
gonna come on here?
that's
You gonna come over here?
He keeps saying that we shut the man. The man keep talking like it's not his show.
We gotta have a conversation. He did all that talking, getting all that shit out. Fuck all that. In my mind, I'm saying to myself, where the fuck would all these people at when we was getting lynched, hung, beat, when our children get shot down the street like dogs right now? Where the Polynesian at?
And why that's not part of your story?
Where the Hebrew
Look
at?
like us.
Nah, for
So
real.
you just think they say, oh, no,
I'll be damned.
he a Polynesian Negro. I'm not gonna fuck with him. No, we just want the African one. That's it. That's what you saying? That's what y'all saying. Cause y'all just don't include yourself in this damn story here. Like the white folks the colonizers just skip y'all. Oh, I don't want the Polynesian one.
It's microwaved history, and I think that's one of the reasons
I don't
why
want
they
the
keep asking
Indian one.
which tribe we come from.
Yeah.
Because in your mindset, because of your religious ideal, we gotta be. If we anybody, we
You gotta be, yeah.
Yeah.
You tell me, how do people that's not from your culture recognize which groups is from where? Because if you go into the slave documents, you'll see they actually were requesting certain types of African based on how they behaved and where they were.
Yeah.
That's why it's high concentrations of certain groups in some places and that's not
Happens
in
in other
others.
places.
Yep.
Yeah, that's
Like
right.
some of the same ones, like with the Caribbean trade.
Oh,
This
look,
is why a
even
lot
the
of
Gullah Geechee. The reason why they didn't right there on the coast like that
Because
they
they specialize.
They grew rice. They specialize in growing rice.
So they wanted special people for certain things.
That's when they got slaves from Angola and Geechee. Because they were specialized. They got it from Madagascar.
Yeah.
But they learned that shit and was masters at it. That's why they would put that like in Louisiana. They need motherfuckers in the field, so they went and got some Angolans.
Yeah.
They were strong and big black motherfuckers. And that's why we have the penitentiary called Angola in Louisiana right now. It was a slave plantation.
It was a slave plantation.
So you keep telling me about this Indian shit and all this and that, bro. That shit don't resonate in my history, bro.
I say Darren Thomas, with all due respect, bro, we do not rock with Abrahamic faith, my dude. You still stuck in that paradigm. I'm not gonna argue with you about none of that Abrahamic faith, bro, but I'm way past that, King.
Like,
that's all I'm saying.
Mandingo been in the English lexicon for a long time, and a lot of people never actually took the time out to figure out where it came from. This come from the Manding speaking people,
Yeah.
the Malinke, the Mandinka, and the Mende. These groups of people is people that came out of Mali, they came out of Sudan, they came out of Senegal, along with the Fula. Like, the history is there.
Yeah. Think Twice podcast. What's happening?
Think Twice podcast. What's that?
Hey, bro. Love y'all, bro.
Yeah. Turn your TV down, bro. What's happening?
Turn your TV down, bro.
Turn the TV down. It's Calhoun, man. Love
What's
y'all,
up, Big
bro.
Cal?
What's up, Cal?
What's up, man?
Oh, y'all really be feeling, y'all really be into it, bro.
Yeah, bro. Yeah, bro. You gotta read them books, man. The nigga gotta get their mind. You gotta expand your mind.
And bro,
That boy say Igbo
and,
spoke
bro,
Hebrew.
and y'all stand on what y'all talk about, bro.
Got to, brother.
Yeah.
I love you, bro. I see what you're doing too, bro. I be seeing you looking good, bro.
Yeah.
You be fresh to death
I done
too.
been around- Thank you, bro. Bro, I just want to say this. I'm gonna leave, bro. I done been around everybody in our project, dog. Bro, y'all some smart niggas, bro.
Appreciate that,
Appreciate
bro.
you, bro.
Appreciate you, dog.
Thank you, bro.
Yeah.
That's why y'all kept that money in y'all pocket. Later, bro.
Love you, brother.
Bro, appreciate
All
you,
right,
man.
See?
All right, Cal.
All right, Cal. Love you, dog.
Yeah, that's a G from my hood, y'all. Much love for Calhoun, man.
Calhoun.
Real stand-up guy.
Salute. You're a G on the streets and in that place.
Only Lost Igbo say that. Ask the Igbo what the lie traditional religion is.
So, bro, but when you say
Oh,
Igbo,
Denala?
that carry a long line of people. That's just not no one group of people, man.
Yeah, there are a lot of Igbos.
Yeah, man. Like,
I think no, that's my boy Los. What up, Los? He responded to old buddy. He talking about the Odinala religion of the Igbos. Like they be like, oh, the Igbos practice they was Hebrew.
Yeah.
No, they weren't.
No, they wasn't.
You know what I'm saying? And that's the thing, bro. When you look into, that's why I keep saying they keep asking where our Africanisms went. They didn't go nowhere. The people did.
Yeah.
So like if you look in the Caribbean, a lot of Igbos were taken into like Jamaica and take it into like
St. Vincent,
Saint
Vincent,
Vincent.
St. Croix.
So notice Obeah.
Right.
Yep.
This is an extension
Yeah.
of Odinana.
Yeah.
Then you got
Even the
You still
Maroons.
got, you got
definitely.
the Maroons, the Yoruba, that's all in Belize and Trinidad and
Yeah,
shit.
like when I was going through my ancestry, I came across a term that says Iran Yoruba. I was trying to figure out what it means. And it's basically saying it come from the Yoruba generation. So I'm not sure if that's relating to the people that were dispersed.
Yeah.
Because in my initial update on my test, it showed that I had ancestry coming from South America. It was like in the 1 percentile. But then I noticed on the next update, that percentage disappeared, but it added more to, I believe, my
Central America,
Nigerian. I don't have any indigenous American ancestry.
Okay.
So that just kind of showed the trade of these people.
Yeah.
It's like when you go to Cuba, you got the Lukumi people. The Lukumi people will tell you they are a branch of the Yoruba.
Yeah.
They'll tell you this. You can
Everywhere, man. We everywhere.
Law said, man, Igbo traditional religion is Odinami. Odinani. That's the original stuff, bro.
Nah, square business. Shout out to the street supers.
He said Yoruba tribes come from the Bahamas. Before they got to the Bahamas, though, they were took from Africa.
Yeah.
They were took from Africa and brought to the Bahamas, bro.
Yeah, man.
Say, bro, they really think we popped up out the ground like
Yeah,
flowers.
man. But that's why it be funny.
I be
You tell
like,
sometimes,
y'all
like,
really think people just pop
y'all
up
need
off
to
the
research.
ground?
Y'all need to do y'all research. I'm like, really?
Everybody didn't pop up at the ground at the same time, bro. Look, people originated in one place and they spread out, bro.
That's what
That's
I said. I said, so they had somebody pop up in Asia. They had somebody pop up in Europe.
Russia.
Somebody pop up in
Africa.
And go like that.
Somebody pop up in North America.
Like
At one time, this continent wasn't.
Australia,
At one time,
all
this
at the
continent wasn't
same
even much
time.
inhabitable.
Yeah.
Nah.
You couldn't even live
You
here.
couldn't even live in America.
There was an ice sheet.
So that's why I want to ask y'all,
How y'all
whatever
think
story
they
you have, where did they migrate from? Where was
Right.
they start?
No, they're not. But see, that's a good question. But the thing is, we always been here. Without even factoring in the fact that this place was uninhabitable at one time, they like to say we always
Okay,
been
you
here.
want to say it always
That's fucked
been
up.
here, but when you ask us what came first, and we tell you I don't know, but I believe it's a woman.
Well, we can prove a woman came before a man because we all have
all
belly
day,
buttons. Simple.
all day.
But see, they can't prove they always been here because they ain't got nothing old on this continent than 25,000 years archaeology-wise.
Yeah.
They prove that somebody been here over
And that's
25,000
today
years.
science. They said that they use these exact words. We still don't have physical evidence to prove who came first. But based on what the knowledge that we have and the findings we have right now, it's a female.
It's a female.
And
Man,
it's
you ain't greater
and
than
it's
your
an
mama,
African
nigga.
one too.
You ain't greater than your mama?
You ain't greater than your grandma. Whoever that lady that raised you, you're not greater than her.
Auntie, whoever, you ain't greater than her, nigga.
You're not
And
greater
then
than
if
her.
you listen to these God stories and how they tell you what it is, still lead to a woman.
Most definitely.
So
What's wrong with being under a
Mother
woman?
Nature,
Your
woman,
your genetic fingerprint
is
is your DNA.
It's your DNA.
You get 23 chromosomes from your mother,
And 23
23
from your
from your father.
Facts.
There you go.
See, what they do is they try to make DNA like it's overcomplicated, like it's an overcomplicated thing. So it can't be, you can't
How?
pinpoint your people from overseas with no DNA. They don't understand what DNA really
When
is.
you
Right.
do
Not
this
just
with
that-
any animal, you could take this animal and know it came from there.
Exactly.
Not just that, bro.
Easy.
Listen, when you say my grandmother was an Indian, dog, you got 63 paternal grandmothers, 63 paternal grandfathers. So just because one of them was Indian, that make you a pure-blooded Indian?
That's
Right.
crazy.
That shit crazy, bro.
It's a difference between saying we have Indian in our ancestry and
Right,
then saying that you're
You
the
were an
Indian.
Right.
Exactly.
Like,
Now, I
come
might
on.
have a little bit in mind because
Of
I know
course.
they was on the plantation getting grape. My ancestors they were getting grape to mess around. But listen, I live in my reality, dog. The reason why I identify as being an African, because I know if some shit pop off, the enemy we fucking with, he don't give a fuck what you want to identify yourself with. That's why he keeping us separated. So we can feel like I'm this, I'm that. We gotta identify under one fucking, under one banner, man.
They do it with fish. They know a certain, even though they may find a fish somewhere in this water, they know this fish done came way from that fucking water. Because that's where the majority of them at.
Yep.
Like, they don't just say this fish popped up here and was here too.
Every single fucking person in the world, their place of origin got the most people there. I don't care. Call anybody the name you want, except for us, y'all. We want to be American. That was named after fucking Amerigo Vespucci in 1776.
M. Darrell, only thing I ask Captain Zoriak is, do you believe that the sky gonna crack open, somebody gonna come down on the head of some horses and set a new kingdom up, And then when they do that,
He said Tazaria.
Hold up.
I asked him that and see what his response. If he said he believed that,
I'll walk out the room.
I'll walk out
I don't
the
want to
room.
debate nobody that believe that.
He knew. He knew.
So I don't want to. I can't debate what nobody believe, bro.
He knew on the knowledge.
If you gonna tell me you can't fuck with an African because of belief in your book, I can't. Now I ain't gonna lie.
Tazaria been lost.
I respect Tazariak as a man,
And the work he
because I think that if shit pop off, he would ride for a nigga. But I think just for the fact that he had to be with his religion and stand on what he stand on. But I think if shit pop off, I think he would. I respect Tazariak.
I think
I just don't. Hold up. I just don't respect his ideology and his religion. That's all. He's still my brother.
At this point, Tazaria know what's up.
He do.
But he still sell that religion.
He do.
Yeah.
He hustling, man.
Yeah, he hustling.
He know what time it
He
is.
definitely know what time it is.
Yeah. So let me tell you something, dog. It's really not a debate. I'm gonna tell you why it's not a debate. I'm gonna tell you why it's not a debate. Listen to what I'm about to tell you. Good. We about to get out of here. A debate is when two or more factions present evidence to further their respective ideology.
Mm-hmm.
If you got belief, then you don't have no facts to push what you're saying. I can't debate with you. It's almost like I can't prove to you Spider-Man ain't real. Because to discredit something that has credibility to begin with. I cannot discredit nothing that don't have credibility to begin with. So I can't debate you on talking donkeys and
When the African not your brother,
yeah,
and he look like
yeah, I can't debate you on that, man. Like y'all say about a German Shepherd, yeah, double T. A German Shepherd born in Mississippi don't become no Mississippi Shepherd.
And you know what? I'm glad y'all said that because for the longest time, I've really been fighting using animals in reference to that. Because I'm like, I hate to, you know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
you got to though.
But it's like, come on,
You're dealing
bro.
with simple
All the
people.
time.
You got people.
born
You
in
got
a
people
pig
being
pen, a cow.
You got people been selling pit bulls in America for the longest.
Yeah.
Somehow your pit bull is still English, but
Yeah.
this black person that's only been amongst black groups of people.
Yeah,
For
But no
500
admixtures.
nothing.
They not African no more because they in America like that. That makes absolutely no sense.
And
You know what I'm
then,
saying?
then we ain't even turned American yet because we ain't been here long enough like
You
other
was
people.
3/5
Yeah.
of a human when they talking about make America great again.
Yeah,
so how
man.
great was America?
And that's
if you
how I know-
3/5 of a human being.
And that's how I know the Indians is real. You know why? Because the Indians were savages. You know what we was? We was property.
And then
See,
the white
that's the
man
difference.
separated them from that count.
That's the difference. They were savages. We was property.
And the only way they can get called civilized was they had to give up their religion, give up their
organization.
yeah, get up their culture, give up some of their land, start wearing clothes and shit. Oh, you start seeing Indians think
Capture slaves.
yeah, capture slaves.
They made a whole act for them.
All that is
No.
what made them the 5 civilized tribes. You got to ask yourself a very simple question: were you the slave or the slave master within that tribe?
Right.
Because I say the slave master still got the land, the language, the culture, the money, the checks.
Matter of fact, they voted blacks out they
Yeah,
shit.
you ain't got shit when you
So-
claiming
That's
you
what
was the
they
slave
started helping
master.
them catch your ass.
You gotta
Hey,
be, you gotta
straight
be.
like that.
Think
Like,
about that.
Check this out. Lorenzo Harris was a person that was in the Choctaw Nation, and he was the owner. It is documented. He was the owner of one of my great ancestors.
Yeah.
He was killed by his nephew, Peter Pitchland Jr., whose father was one of the chiefs. So when y'all go and looking at history, bro, I don't have to sit here. Nobody has to sit here and lie to you like these other guys who've been trying to sell y'all shit and they want to pass off false narratives.
Right.
Go look at the names of the people that were slave owners, and then go check their history and documents. Because I guarantee you, some of y'all have already been far back enough to find these names,
And they
but
ignoring
you
it.
ashamed of
Yeah.
it.
Yeah, same.
You
Yeah.
wanna like
You would be the best part of it.
If I'm not mistaken, Peter Pitchland, see that the Choctaw have a matrilineal line.
Yeah,
So-
the mother.
through the mother.
Yeah.
So these white men were marrying these native women, having kids that would be half native, and those kids would end up being slave owners as well.
As well.
So when you go back in your ancestry, if you do a test and you go back and see that little bit of French, that little bit of British, that little bit
It
of
tells you
Welsh,
That's where they come from.
it tells you where it comes from, and the smaller the percentage, the further back it is. So that
Yeah.
lets you know something right there.
Right, because the gene pool didn't even have a chance to
Look,
grow.
can y'all explain why the ancient maps of Africa, 1400, 1700, all showed exiled Jews scattered throughout the continent of Africa?
Who wrote that map?
Right.
You gotta understand, ain't no Muslims was going by that map. I guarantee you that.
Don't even get to the schematics. Who wrote the map?
That's
Exactly.
all- yeah, like-
Like that's the only map in the world that exists.
Who wrote that map?
You had a map before that.
Man, god damn,
And since we in the 1400s, let's go back to 1454 when Pope Nicholas V sanctioned the Roman Papal Bull that sanctioned Portugal and Spain to go into the interior of Africa
And take slaves,
and
take people.
everybody who wasn't a Christian. Now imagine that going into a place where they predominantly practice Islam. and indigenous religions.
Right. Imagine
So,
that.
so the people that's talking about like the Hebrew aspect, now if you go on those slave roads and look, you'll see the first man and first woman off those ships were called Adam and Eve. But if you look at the rest of those names, some of those people spoke Arabic and wrote in Arabic, like Omar ibn Said.
Yeah.
Yep.
Go
Omar
look
ibn
into
Said
that
did.
history.
Let's see. Like I said, they came up. None of them had no knowledge of being a Hebrew, getting off no boat, bro. Not one.
Now, the reason why he said that, like he said, the Arabic slave trade lasted 1,200 years before the transatlantic slave trade. So a lot of those Africans were actually speaking Arabic.
Most definitely. And another thing is, a lot of them weren't converted to Islam through Arabs.
Yeah.
By the time,
Not all slaves, you're right.
Right,
Not all
like Sheikh,
slaves.
Amadou Bamba, his lineage comes from Africans teaching
Right.
each other Islam.
And that's ancient.
And then when it goes into it, you see that those who practice Islam through that fashion still retain their indigenous beliefs. They coincide. It's
And
syncretic.
see, and that's why I know that the Arab, he dirtied the religion. He made
They
it
dirty.
He made it filthy.
They made it be like controlling.
Like, in some
Like, you
parts,
have
in
to
some
bow
parts,
down to your
in some
master.
parts of some of these they call blacks raisin heads and shit.
Yeah.
You know, the only black person in the Quran was Bilal.
He called prayer.
He called prayer, but what the rest of the, this all this taking place in Asia, right? Africa, right here. All the great shit we doing in Africa, though, our monuments and our cultures. I don't even want to get started on that, bro. That's a whole other show. It's time for us to get up out of here, though.
Yeah, we got to go,
Big
man.
time.
Like what you said, y'all got bulldogs, and the bulldog was raised in Houston. They still English
That's
bulldogs.
square business, though. Them 8-town bulldogs, man. Get the
They
fuck out
still
of here.
English bulldogs.
Now this motherfucker born here.
It's an American
He
bulldog.
Why I gotta put English in front of my dog? My dog ain't never been to no England.
Hey, imagine bringing somebody an English bulldog, but telling them it's an American bulldog.
Yeah.
Man, come on, man.
What?
Give my money back,
But
man.
now your chronology
I
straight.
just sent the number TB2G. I put it in the chat, bro.
Yeah, you ain't even look at it.
I'm gonna put it up here again for you.
But you have to call back Wednesday, man.
Call back Wednesday.
And my brother
Yeah.
want to come over. My brother can come sit down anytime he want to, man. With a nice chat. When y'all like the video, man, hit the thumbs up for y'all get out of here. And if you ain't hit that cash out, it's Think Twice Podcast Twice with the 2, man. You heard me? Love y'all, man. Y'all know
Yeah,
what it
we
is.
out, man. It's past our time, bro. We late.
Peace.
Yeah.
Peace.
Peace.
Hey, baby, say, she say, how y'all know her that long and still can't say her name right? The Naja Devon in the chat, that was baby.
Oh, the
Oh,
Naja
the Naja.
Devon.
Yeah,
Yeah,
daughter
damn.
named Denai.
I figured that was her. She was riding.